on YouTube. Give it like 20 seconds, and then I'll go live on X as well. Yo, did you see my tweet on Daniel Larson blew up?
No, no.
I,
Look
I
that up.
there was like a X or a TikTok, and it was a video of Daniel Larson, and he's like reacting to this BP edit, like looks like hypergamy thing. And I don't know if I can talk about this actually, but well, I already said it, whatever. Uh and it's him like just like thinking about it, looking at it interestingly, and I thought it was real. Like I thought he was actually watching these edits because he just got out of jail. Uh, and it looks so real. It looks so real, like the video. So I took a screenshot of it, and I was like, Daniel Larson immediately gets out of jail and immediately learns about hypergamy. Like it's so over for him. Like he never had a chance, man. He never had a chance, and it goes kind of viral. And oh, Louis the Gold Falkenberg. I was finally able to pull myself away from crying at my Lindsey Graham shine. Hey, well, that's good, man. I'm glad you could make it here with us. I know he had his funeral today, and his favorite guy, Bibi Netanyahu, was there at his funeral. But yeah, crucial. Yeah, it went viral, and then I learned that it was fake because apparently he got out of jail, but like a part of his sentence is to not have internet access on his own. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny, but the edit was so real. I have to send it to you. Okay, what's up, guys? What's up? All right, we're here covering the potential end of the. Oh well, let me restart. Actually, what's up, YouTube? If you're watching this right now, you're watching the full VOD of the live stream, the VOD, right? This is unedited, so it will be, not as clean. It may take a lot longer to get exactly to direct news, but I will have shorter versions on my channel that is just the updates. But if you're here with us, I do read the chat of TikTok, YouTube, X. Please like and sub on YouTube though, so I can get my watch hours. I'm here with my co-host Crucial. That's Crucial with 4 L's. I'll have him as a collaborator in this video. Make sure to sub to him too. But today we're going over all of the updates since my last video of what's going on in the Iran war situation. Like I said, TikTok guys joining us. We're going to go over every comment, question you guys have, but we're going to be covering all the major updates of the Iran war. We are showing footage on YouTube. Jared on an Island, no spaces. It's showing radar, explosion footage, oil vessel footage, marine traffic footage, war room type stuff. Breaking news. We're showing all of it there. So make sure to come join us on YouTube. Crucial is also live. That's Crucial with 4 L's. But let's get into it.
Crucial on an enclave.
Crucial on an enclave. Yep. All right. So we're going to go over the main notes here. I'm going to read them off, and then we'll get into some of our, channels. So here, if I could only say 5 things about what's happening since the last time I went live, here it is. The U.S. quietly stopped bombing Iran late Friday after 13 straight days. Iran stopped shooting back. Nobody has announced it though loudly. Nobody said we've stopped doing anything. But from what we can gather, everything has practically stopped from the Iran and U.S. side of things. Okay, Iran and Oman are negotiating right now in Tehran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, supposedly. The deal on the table splits the strait into 2 corridors and introduces tolls. Yeah, we called it the toll booth a couple weeks ago. Okay, nothing has actually changed yet. The strait is still closed, and the IRGC stopped 6 ships on Monday, which is today. And gas hit 409 as the national average. It's up 15 cents in 1 week. Most states are over $4 now. Okay, so here we go. So number 1, the ceasefire. Nobody called a ceasefire. Okay, so Trump halted strikes late Friday after 13 consecutive days of bombing. Iran stopped retaliatory strikes on U.S. bases in neighboring countries. No treaty, no signing ceremony, no announcement. It all just went quiet. Trump in Michigan today said there's a good chance of progress, calling them very friendly negotiations. Trump to Axios read this out loud. If they don't work out, we will go back to very strong military action, and either it goes fast or not at all. And negotiating through envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, Qatar, Pakistan, and Egypt have all have hands in it. Okay, so let's take a moment and discuss this for a second. This basically means, oh, Louis has something right here. He says deal equals neo. That they're trying to meld both fronts together. Sorry, at work using talk to text. All good, bro. Yeah, so deal equals they're trying to meld both fronts together. I think I know what you mean there. But yeah, it seems like we're still in this cycle of Trump saying like we have a deal, negotiations are working, we're getting somewhere, and there's like this little break for people to restock. Andy Z, what's up, man? Back on the island. Welcome back, man. Yeah, I'm live right now covering the news just for you, man. So yeah, we're back at it. I mean, like nothing is happening right now, but we're back at this fake game of negotiations where Trump, as soon as the markets open on Monday, which was yesterday, right? Yeah. Wait, today's Tuesday. Okay, yeah. We're back at it again, basically, just saying everything's good. We're somehow working with Iran, and nothing horrible is happening, and we're in a good place. This feels like, I don't want to say the Matrix, but this feels like too bad of a lie at this point. It's just not working out. Like Iran is saying right now that they are not negotiating. They are not doing anything. This point that was made with Iran and Oman negotiating, that is simply like for Iran to work out exactly what they wanted. So I don't know. Iran's doing and getting exactly what they wanted here. I don't know how this is in any way beneficial for Trump. Maybe Trump is saying this in order to slowly ease into the fact that we got nothing out of this. What do you agree with that, Crucial?
Yeah.
Okay, Jared.
Today, but yeah.
Yeah, Jarrett says, is it true about the draft news Trump is pushing? I haven't heard anything about that, but a draft does not seem likely at this time at all. A draft would make more people not support military action at the end of the day, because anytime there's been a draft for U.S. service, like people become very hesitant and more critical, and they want to see more of what they're actually fighting for, and it causes them to be more critical of what's being done. So I mean, at the moment, you look at, like, let's just say what people have been saying in this TikTok live previously. They're like, we need to get this over with, right? Now, if they had to actually go in there, they wouldn't say we need to just get this over with. They'd say, like, we need to be smart about it, plan it through, see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so, and here's the contradiction to the hammer. This is what it says here. Trump says the U.S. is in friendly talks with Iran, but Iran publicly denies talking to Washington at all. Both statements are on the record this week. Someone is lying, or the talks are so indirect that Oman is carrying notes between two guys who refuse to be in the same room. Okay, this is the Hormuz deal, which is the actual news, okay? Iranian and Omani negotiators met in Tehran over the weekend and it's still going on. Iran's foreign minister called his Saudi and Omani counterparts Monday. Iran's own their own minister read, talks were useful, progress was made, but no changes in shipping status right now. The proposal itself is a joint regional mechanism to manage the strait funded by voluntary fees. Oman wants two separate controlled routes. A southern corridor, which is Omani waters, ships pass freely pre-war conditions. And then northern corridor, which is Iranian waters, ships must request permission from Tehran to pass. Okay, and I already made a video on this called "The Hormuz a Toll Booth." The official diplomatic solution is now on paper a toll booth with a fast lane and a permission lane. The voluntary fee is voluntary the way a tip jar with a guy standing behind it is voluntary. Iran is being handed legal control of the road it seized by force, and the world is calling that peace. So, okay. Misha says, "You're talking about Iran and you still don't know how to pronounce it. So sad." Okay, I know that a lot of people pronounce it Iran, okay? But I am from Texas, and in Texas, a lot of people pronounce it Iran, okay? That you can watch any American war movie and like half of the people there call it Iran. It's like a American pronunciation of it. But I understand too the maybe you would call cultured individual out of this country. They call it Iran. But here in America, we speak American, okay? That's why I'm wearing a Bass Pro a Bass Pro Shop hat, okay? Because I'm American. National pride. What were you gonna say?
That's how we say it over yonder, you know what I mean? It's just how it goes.
Anderson says Iran. Okay. So yeah, so basically what we said turns out to be exactly true. Okay, basically we said that the Strait of Hormuz was a toll booth, and it became exactly that. It is exactly that now. And you know, this whole idea of like Oman side being free, let's be real here. Oman has no ability to enforce that, and Iran will simply just take the whole strait as they've done. Merlin says, "Good job. You can't teach, buddy." I'm here calling the shots, and I've been right. My predictions have been right, so we'll see. Okay, so yeah, I know it looks really dark in here. It's because of my lighting. Let's see if I turn this off. Does it look better or worse? Kind of looks worse. It's fine. It's because I'm also sitting. If I stand, the brightness changes, but that's okay. Okay. Anyways, part 3. This is why it might all fall apart. The last agreement in early July, when Iran fired on ships using a route it had not approved. Okay, the last agreement was in early July. Okay, was better off. Okay, cool. So far, no U.S. soldiers have died today, but we don't know about anywhere else. We'll get into that because you know the most of the violence right now is happening in Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Okay, and also Iraq. So here we go. On Monday, the IRGC stopped 6 vessels trying to transit by unapproved routes. Okay, so it shows that Iran still has control of the Strait of Hormuz. Hormuz traffic is at a 3-week low. Basically, we knew that. The strait has been effectively shut down since February 28th. Yep. Okay. So, new as of today, Iran is warning that ships from countries or companies benefiting from frozen Iranian assets will not be allowed through. A brand new condition dropped mid-negotiation. Now, as we know, like a lot of ships are being stopped anyways. So, this one is just calling out another reason for them to stop them benefiting from frozen Iranian assets. So, I guess let's see, if you're a country like, you know, America, obviously, is not going to be able to get any ships through. But I guess any sort of like, what, UN or NATO country, probably because of their ties with the US, it's just not going to work out for them. Now, I'm not saying it's specific to every UN or NATO country, but it's going to happen that way because, like I said, they're so close with the US. Okay. They're negotiating a deal to reopen the strait while adding new reasons to keep it closed. That is not a country trying to end a blockade. That's a country pricing one. So yeah, basically Iran is getting more stuff than what they originally had from the beginning of this conflict. And that's pretty crazy. You know, since the whole purpose of us going in there was to somehow like dominate Iran, get stuff out of them. You know, the nuclear stuff was supposed to be the main priority of this. And where has that gotten us so far? Okay, point number 4, the second front, the Red Sea. Okay, the Houthis declared a naval blockade on Saudi shipments Monday. So the targets are Saudi, Israeli, and U.S.-linked tankers in Bab al-Mandeb. El-Mandeb. You guys let me know how to say it. I'll actually pronounce that one according to you guys, okay? On Thursday, they hit 2 Saudi tankers. a Saudi news agency confirmed one was set on fire. Okay. At least 7 vessels changed course to avoid the strait. 2 tankers bound for China and India were turned around, rerouting towards the Suez. And that means they have to go all the way around Africa. Okay. The why. Okay. Saudi was using the Red Sea as its workaround after Iran closed Hormuz. The Houthis closed the workaround. Okay. So, basically, Saudi Arabia, which is one of the world's largest producers of oil, now is having trouble getting oil out on either side. Hey, Stevo, thank you for the lives, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so let me read y'all's comments. They're all in on it. Open your eyes. The world is a stage. That's from Frank. Federal Reserve is our king, from Frank. Iron says, so do you advocate for the oppressed Iranian people? That's a loaded question. I feel like listen, 150,000 people in Iran are members of the IRGC. So would you count them as oppressed? I mean, if I feel like you as an Iranian, if you don't agree with the Iranian government, you should be able to leave Iran. But at the same time, I mean, that doesn't give you a free place anywhere else, you know? So it's a sticky situation. The whole point of this was not to free the Iranian people. That's the one thing that we need to get clear here. It was never the US's duty to be the world police and save the Iranian people from a regime that, you know, a lot of people considered we helped put in after the revolutions from the 1970s and prior. So that's not what we're there for. And honestly, it isn't America's job to free them. Okay. Besides that, though, what was the reason why America was there? It was because of nuclear negotiations between Israel and Iran, which happened to be all a sham and a setup. And considering negotiations so far have all been a sham and a setup, I don't know how much I trust negotiations to be beneficial for the American people, who's my number one priority. Louis on YouTube says the time between the original fatwa and the assault against Salman Rushdie that took his eye and nearly killed him was 33 years old. Okay. Okay. So next point. The money. Okay. So let's talk about it. Yeah, no, all good, Louis. Yeah, guys, just so you guys know, I'm on YouTube showing all this stuff. Jared on an Island, no spaces. I can't show the footage on TikTok. It'll get me banned, but here we go. So this is the money here. And, you know, Crucial talks a lot about this. He's my co-host here, Crucial with 4 L's, which we always talk about gas prices going up. I think that's like one of our top 3 things. So the national average is $4.09. As of July 23rd, okay? And it's definitely up more now, but that's up 15 cents in 1 week, okay? Most states are now up above or at $4, okay? Peak this year was $4.55 on May 21st, okay? Before the war, February 26th, gas was $2.96. So it's up 39% since this whole thing started. The cheapest states right now is Indiana at $3.53, Mississippi at $3.65, Louisiana at $3.67. Okay. The oil market, okay, literally went over $100. Okay. But on Monday, it fell back to $87, which is its lowest in over a week, purely on de-escalation optimism. Okay. So now the oil companies surprisingly are heading for their best month in over 2 years. The thing is though, is that like honestly you shouldn't trust this. It's all inflated and like artificial. They're literally here, let's see. Let me read y'all's comments real quick because I am reading this as well. Iron says your facts on how the extreme left took the country by force with outside influence. What do you mean by that? Frank says, seems the government officials and elite all have paperwork on upcoming events. Doctor says, $3.36 here. Thank God. Yeah, you're lucky, man. Mook says all world leaders are in on it. They put them cameras in every country. Same agenda worldwide. Jared says, I heard oil is going to hit $200 a barrel. I wonder what that would translate to at the pump. Iron says, still cheaper than the Biden coast. Layla Rose says, are you a Trump supporter? I'm not. I don't support either side. If anything, I'm America first. I think Americans need to be prioritized as the number one priority and people across the board. Does that answer your question? So here's the thing, guys. I want to know right now, drop a comment. What gas price do you guys have right now? Today, I paid $3.50, and that's in Texas. So how much did you guys pay? Let me know. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here. Yeah, how much was yours?
Mine's getting pretty close to $5 if it's not already there.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And for your car, like, how much is a full tank of gas?
Dude, I mean, I got a pretty big tank, but it's like $100 or like more, I think.
That is crazy. Okay, you must have a big tank, bro.
Yeah, it's a truck. It's not a...
Okay, yeah, because for me, like, I got a mid-sized car. It's like $50 to fill up.
Yeah, it's a little bit better, but still half the tank, same deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you said yours was $3.50?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not as bad, dude. Premium here is definitely over $5. Like, just glancing at the signs,
it's crazy. Okay, so let's see. We got $3.78 in Florida, which is only about $1 from what it was before the war. Not gonna lie, my girl fills up for $35 here yesterday. Okay, not too bad, honestly. We got $3.29 in Louisiana. That's not bad. Alabama $3.75 gas. Okay, yeah, regular, yeah. Mook says we need to take a stand for the kids. So true. What were you gonna say?
I thought the South would be a little bit cheaper at least.
Yeah, I mean, so far from reading this, it does seem that way, like for what it is. But that kind of shows, guys, like how much price differentiation can like be devastating. Like for the South, we get it cheaper, so we think, oh, it's not that bad. But for people like anywhere else where it's really expensive, yeah, Shorty says Chicago is $4.59. Like that is what's crazy. Okay, Jarrett brings up a good point too. Diesel is what's killing people. It's almost $6 where he's at. So yeah, that is crazy. Massachusetts $4 from Are You Ready? So yeah, basically my point is, guys, like right now it is lower simply because Trump is literally talking about negotiations. But as I just read to you, all the negotiation talk seems to be completely fake still. So the money going down, okay, and it being beneficial for the oil companies, they are smart enough to know that the negotiations are fake. So why is it happening? It's because all of them are coming from this mindset saying, hey guys, we all know it's fake, but for the few people that don't know that the negotiations are fake, like the average middle class American who doesn't have time to look into politics or watch this live or whatever else, they get screwed because they don't know the insider deal. They don't know the full details of the story. They invest their money into the oil companies when they think it's low, when in reality, it's way higher than it should be. It's like a fake good price. When in reality, like a year ago or in February, it was way better. But because the average person, they don't get to sit down, read the news, and think about what things were like 6 months ago and think about all the ways that it can be affected 6 months from now. They get screwed on the whole thing, and they get screwed in the stock market, in the economy, and their investments, So it's not really a good thing that this is happening. We need the real price of oil and gas. And if we truly believe that America can be independent in gas and oil, then why are we not, proactively enforcing that so that we aren't screwed from this whole Iran situation. And
Mhm.
honestly, I have the reason why. It's because other countries rely too much on us and we can't screw them over or they'll hate us. So, in summary, we can't even do that because of globalism. Crucial. What were you going to
Dude,
say?
hasn't since like even in 2016, Trump's first when he was running, didn't he say stuff about like drilling oil on our own land and stuff like that? And during Biden's whole term, he was saying, "Oh, the pipeline this, the pipeline that." Like they always talk about it, but it never happens.
Yeah, so Trump had this saying that he took from neocons and the Republican Party that was drill baby drill. That was their slogan, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that whole thing is basically like a whistle, a dog whistle, if you want to say, I guess, or a code word for just saying like they're gonna go easy on the gas industry. They're not actually gonna do anything to promote gas for the Americans. It's just gonna be going easier on the corporations themselves. And I mean, you'd expect, you know, the Trump administration to kind of push more that the average American is gaining something from, let's say, our takeover of Venezuela by now, but they aren't even like using that as a PR move. Like, at least, no, I don't want to say at least lie to us, but okay, Crucial's audio is low. I'll raise it up. Crucial, say something real quick.
Testing, testing. Hello.
All right, let me know if that's better or if that's too loud. Okay. So yeah, at least lie to us and tell us, you know, we're at least trying to do something in your favor. But it's not even working out that way. And with this whole Iran situation, we are so screwed that the Trump administration slash whole government, because I'm not only trying to blame Trump here, I think it's the whole government's in on it, especially like the deep state or whatever. They can't even find a good reason to convince us to attack Iran. They're doing such a bad job. Like, think about this, guys. They spend billions of dollars on marketing and having groups to do studies on to see which little slight words sound the best, to see which image looks the best in terms of marketing and which will get more voters and more funding. Like TPUSA does this with their marketing and stuff. And none of that is working. Is it because of bureaucracy? Is it because there's a small group in control that wants it a certain way? Is it because we're all just so low IQ now that like nothing good is working out for us? Is it because whatever theory you guys have, it's not going well for the average American? Now reading y'all's comments here, we got it's a casino and they're making money off the rubes. It's hard because of liberals and activists. They literally had a whole fight with Alaska because people wouldn't let the pipeline thing pass. Yeah. Now the thing is, would you like? I still think that, you know, we got to be smart about it. Is all I'm gonna say. Pipelines are expensive. Nothing beats the volumes of ships. That's what Louis says. That's also a fact. Anderson says we would need to waste money to build the pipeline when ships are available everywhere. Well, that's why Laura Loomer is trying so hard to merge these wars together. Yeah, yeah. That's why Netanyahu came to visit today, and we'll talk about that in a bit too. Reading y'all's comments on TikTok again. We got $3.90 gas in Utah, Massachusetts $4. No hide laws coming soon. I don't know about that. Hopefully not. California $5.50. Dylan, a few dollars more per fill up, not that much of a difference. You'd think that, right, Dylan? But the thing is that when you multiply that from everyone getting gas, like think about this. Let's take 100 people, right? And they all have to spend, let's just say, $10 more on gas than usual. Okay, let's do five more dollars, okay? 100 times 5 is $500. That is extras put into gas. And that $500 could have been spent on something else, right? So those $500, it's not that it's not going to some other industry, and instead it's going to gas, right? So it is important that something that's a need for everyone, because you're going to get gas regardless, is as cheap as possible for the end consumer, because that means that more money can be spread across the economy to different places. And that means improvement of life for all those people. Imagine if those $500 went to things that make their life better. Even if it's $10, think about this. This is what I always think about. If you saved $5 a day, okay, if you got $5 extra a day and you could buy an energy drink with those $5, how much of a life improvement would that be if you got a free energy drink for every day for a year? That would be an extreme life improvement for a lot of people because people love energy drinks. Two, with the caffeine, you work way harder. So you never know what could happen with the exponential work that you do. And three, like caffeine is fun, right? For a lot of people. So, things can spiral in terms of making a positive difference way more than you think, even with a couple dollars extra in the economy.
Yeah. I feel like we're already squeezed so bad on like money wise. It's just another thing adding on top of it.
Yeah, in the negative way.
Mm-hmm.
Moonman says the gas reserve is almost gone. They won't be able to manipulate prices soon.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Is that true?
I don't know. We're gonna have to look into that. Keith says still lower than Biden's term.
I'm trying to think. I mean, that's been a couple years at this point.
Yeah,
I think it got pretty bad at the end for sure. But was it bad the whole time? I don't remember.
I think it was worse at a certain point, especially like during the COVID stuff. But at some points, it was normalized.
Yeah.
Okay, data centers are to force people in country areas to move to cities. Data centers will poison aquifers, making country areas. Okay, interesting take. That's a whole other debate right there. Mark says reserve is almost gone. Anderson says my mom has a Tesla, so I'm unaffected by the change, but definitely a lot of people are struggling with those gas guzzling trucks. If half the world would help us, this would have been over 3 months ago. That is true. Louis says, and then they wonder why your kids are getting this explosion in stomach, let's just say sickness. It's all the energy drinks you kids drink. Okay,
energy drinks are horrible for you, to be fair.
Okay, instead of energy drinks, let's go PD, coffee. That's Ray Pete approved. There. Still, caffeine.
It could be anything, not just energy drinks. Anything you could spend your money on that you enjoy.
Yeah. Okay, Joseph says, is everyone shooting again? I enjoyed the last 2 days of free from existential dread. Yeah, no one's shooting yet, but things like, listen, you still got to be prepared because things are going to get worse. Don't worry about that, buddy.
Have they ever gotten better?
So far, not fully. Someone says $6.90 in LA. House of MCG says that.
Crap.
That's crazy. And LA traffic, like how does that make sense? $5.69 in Hawaii. How is gas cheaper in Hawaii than in LA?
Yeah,
like, come on.
That work?
Dylan says he fills up 3 to 4 times per week. Bro, you either have an extremely small tank or you drive a ton. Moonman says also gas increasing costs in the entire supply chain, increasing every item, then tariff. Yeah, exactly. In Cali with Newsom and Biden, it was all bad the whole time. House of MCG. Well, yeah, Cali, I'm sorry to say, I think it's going to be bad even if we had pro gas and oil president for like 20 years. I think it's still going to be bad. Okay.
LA and California is just it's too nice of a place to live. You're just competing with too many people.
Trump says we have 1,000 years of oil. Yeah. Hopefully he's right. I'll just say that. Okay. So continuing. So this is the part everyone forgot already. During the 13 days of strikes, Iran hit U.S. positions in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. Kuwait says it intercepted 4 cruise missiles and 21 drones. A power and water desalination plant in Kuwait was hit, civilian water infrastructure. In Iraq, drones and rocket strikes killed 9 members of an Iranian Kurdish opposition group in the Kurdistan region. Okay. A desalination plant got hit in a country that is not even in this war, and it did not make the front page for a full day. In the Gulf, hitting the water supply is hitting the food supply. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that happened, and people don't talk about it. Like, all these Gulf countries, it's really crazy how they're trying so hard not to like show the public that they've picked a side, because they technically do have a religious allegiance with Iran because they are all, Muslim. But the thing, and they technically are friends and allies in one way, but at the same time, economically, or like through economics, Saudi Arabia has been working with Israel. So has the UAE. So has Kuwait with U.S. military bases as one of their main things in their country. So it's really interesting how they're trying to play their cards and show who and what side they're on. It seems like they're pretty much open being on the U.S. side now, though. So Pickaxe Mountain, the mountain that Trump said he was going to blow up, completely wipe off the map. Here's what it is. So it still has not been bombed. It has not been inspected, and it has not been dug up. Satellite imagery shows concrete is still being poured over the tunnel entrances. The IAEA has never once been inside, which is like the world nuclear like security people. They kind of check on all the nuclear stuff, right? Iran has never declared it an enrichment facility, so there's no legal obligation to let them in. Israeli intelligence assessed Iran moved centrifuges in last fall, and Iran has said since 2021 it is only a centrifuge manufacturing site. Trump said the U.S. would hit it. As of tonight, it is still standing and still operating. Meanwhile, the IAEA confirms the entrances at Natanz were bombed and the site is hurting. Okay, and like we knew before, those sites were only damaged, not completely destroyed. Trump has said we will need to either have people go in and clear it out, or we will need to bomb it so much that the dust is gone. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Either of those things.
It's so bad that one day he says, "Oh, we're gonna wipe it off the map," and then the next day it like, why is he even talking to the public about this? It doesn't make sense.
Honestly, like, think about this in a certain way, and I don't support this, but think about this. If the government just didn't say anything, news media is like the mainstream news media is not in Iran. What are they going to report on? I feel like they could get away with a lot.
Is it just to keep the 24-hour news cycle going? Like, it can't just be that, right?
I don't know, man. I mean, like, think about it. They gain nothing from telling us anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's got to be like people just demand and annoy them so much for some sort of update for the 24-hour news cycle that like the people in charge feel like response, or like they're nagged so much about it they have to give something. They probably don't even want to. 394 in St. Cloud, Florida. The Baba dude says Shia versus Sunni, dog. Yeah, that's true, but they still feel that they're aligned with each other because of their Muslim background. Another Mike says, who has inspected Israel's nuclear weapons facilities? Exactly, no one. Racy says it's market manipulation. Yeah.
Do you think boomers like buying oil stock or something from Fox News, like 24-hour news cycle, is real though? Like, they can't be dumping that much money for it to be useful, right? It's just all the big players that spend money, right? And they already know all this stuff.
Well, the thing is, I think that like if you add all of the boomers together and their investments together, it does equal like one really rich person, like one mover. So and they use that guy as like the guy that everyone takes advantage of. So yeah, I think they do have enough money to where it's like they have a say, but they're the guy that always makes the wrong call because everyone else is manipulating them.
Yeah.
So, guys, on YouTube, Jared on an Island, no spaces. We are looking at the flight radar right now. So if you go over there and sub, I'd really appreciate it. But just looking at what's going on in in the Middle East right now, Saudi Arabia, the Strait of Hormuz, Iran. We do have military activity happening right now. We do have refueler jets. We got one flying over the Strait of Hormuz, and then it seems like we have two over Saudi Arabia. And whenever we see those, we know that there's 4 to 6 military aircraft with them refueling at the same time. So it seems like there are fighter jets up in the air right now. And the thing is, though, is they're definitely not on the offensive. Like, we have seen this before. We've seen this for all the 13 days that the ceasefire broke. And there was no, there could be no military activity happening right now. I feel like they're primarily up for defense. We do have a different plane up right now as well. It is a C5M Super Galaxy. I actually saw one of these fly over my house today. It's a huge transport plane. Is this multi-flight radar? No, this is flight radar. I have the premium for it though, so I can filter out just military planes and stuff like that. It's on YouTube, Jared on an Island. I'm showing it there. I can't show it on TikTok, but yeah. So we also have a C-17, which is a smaller transport plane. They're all flying from Germany down to the Middle East. They've been restocking for like the past 7 days, I would say, going up and down. Like, we got some other C-17s that took off from Saudi Arabia, and they seem to be heading back to Germany, probably to restock some more, come back down. But yeah, not that much activity, that as much as we've seen, before 2 days ago. But we still have tons of aircraft taking off, seeming to head over to the Middle East, or Germany at least, as their pit stop. Like, right now on the East Coast, we have 3 more C-17s that seem to be heading in the direction. They basically go up north, cross over England, land in Germany, and then from there they go to Saudi Arabia or Kuwait or any of those places. And this is the US right now. You can see all of the military aircraft up. Most of these smaller ones are just training aircraft. You don't really see anything too crazy unless it's these larger planes. Like this one right here, E3 Century, definitely doing training, or like practice runs, practicing their equipment. Same with this one right here. It's making loops, going in circles, just getting flight time. Here's a cool one, RC-135W Revette joint. We saw one of these take off to the Middle East a couple days ago. Me and Crucial were speculating what it was going to be used for, because it's like a training aircraft for surveillance and reconnaissance. So interesting that we see that up right there. Here's another interesting one, E6B Mercury. Now this one is used by anyone really high up in the government. They go in this and they fly around whenever there's a nuclear doomsday. So it is kind of a little nerve-wracking to see this flying right now, but we can assume that it's just on a training mission or something, hopefully. But it has a really long antenna afterwards, like outside of it, and it can talk to the nuclear submarines and stuff like that. Yeah, knowledge is power. I can't show it on YouTube because it's like other people's work. But if you go to I can't show it on TikTok. If you go to YouTube, Jared on an Island, no spaces, I'm showing it there. So yeah, pretty interesting that it's up right now. It doesn't show where it's going to be headed, and it also doesn't have a call sign, so that's kind of freaky. That they're like hiding that part of it. But even, okay, like on the northeast side, we got 2 PAA Poseidons up, which are also like naval reconnaissance aircraft as well. Pretty crazy. Pretty interesting. And, just looking around, like, you can see a lot of where these military aircraft head and go to. But the real one that we've been looking at for this whole time is right here in the Middle East, and we've been keeping track of how many refueler aircraft are up and what's going on with them. This other aircraft is an Egyptian Air Force plane. I don't know why it's here. Don't know what it's doing there, but it's in the air. So it doesn't seem like there's any massive amounts of aircraft over Israel right now. We do know that Netanyahu is in America. We don't really know why exactly. It could be for Lindsey Graham's funeral. It could be for some other reason, but yeah, he's here talking to Trump. Crucial, what would you say what do you think the reason is he's here for?
Probably talking to Trump, and also Lindsey Graham is an easy excuse to show up.
Yeah, and Lindsey Graham, he was a massive supporter of Israel basically being allowed to do whatever they want. At one point, he said on Fox News that Israel should have more nukes to defend itself, and they should be allowed to use them, because he said, well, we used nukes as defense in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So Israel should be allowed to use nukes to prevent more deaths in the Middle East.
Yeah, the clips that guy had were crazy.
Crazy. So here on YouTube, guys, Jared on an Island. Kushal, are you just streaming? Are you streaming right now or no?
I think I'm just restreaming your stream. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Or Crucial with 4 L's. You can go there and sub to him too. We're showing marinetraffic.com, which shows all of the traffic of ships. And the Strait of Hormuz is looking very quiet right now. Not many ships crossing the closest section. Just clicking some of these ships. Now, some of this information isn't accurate, but it seems like it's just like smaller cargo ships making their way across. All of the oil ships and stuff still all seem to be sitting outside of it, all still jam packed together. Haven't moved since the start. Like some of them have just decided, you know what, it's not worth it. Let's just go around the tip of Africa. Takes a lot longer to go all the way around. And then here we have what is called Bab al-Mandeb, which is the one where the Houthis and Ansarullah are trying to block off. We got a lot fewer ships moving through here, guys. Now, it isn't all of the ships that are being attacked by them. It's Saudi oil tankers. So specifically these red ones. And then we check for the flag. We're looking for a Saudi flag, but I don't see any right now. They probably all returned to their dock or something just to, stay as protected as they can be.
Yeah. Is there any major developments in the Red Sea, or is it just like same as last time, kind of?
Let's see. We're gonna have to go through the most recent news because I know they did pull or like stop some ships recently. So let's go. Let's go take a look. So let's see. I'm just gonna skim through these because some of these aren't as important. But here we go. So 1 hour ago, Saudi Arabia claims to have intercepted several drones targeting oil facilities in the past hours, accusing Iraqi resistant movements again. So not blaming Yemen and those Ansarullah/Houthi groups, but they seem to be blaming Iraqi tribal groups. South Texas 78357 says, so you really don't know what's going on. You're just reading old news. Well, I'm reading breaking news and I'm trying to put together the pieces as best as I can. And I would say I know more of what's going on than people who haven't been watching. So I don't want to tell you you're wrong, but maybe you're wrong. Okay, you're not wrong. I'm just telling you what I know. Okay, my bad. Anderson says, sort by ship type and put oil tanker and look at Gulf of America real quick. Okay, let's try to do that. Okay, let's look at the Gulf of America. Vessels. Oh, I gotta log in. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Let me make an account for you guys. Okay, I think that did it.
Is it legitimately Gulf of America now? Did they go through with that?
So if you go on Google Maps, if you're in America, it'll show up as Gulf of America. I think if you're in Mexico, it'll show up as Gulf of Mexico.
I gotcha.
So like it's really just dependent on location. And apparently that's like a huge controversy because like in places like China and India for their border, it's like heavily disputed. And they'll do the same thing. It's like they'll do it based off whichever country you're in. But then when you get close to the border, it's just like all messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, vessel filters. Can I do it? No, I have to buy this. So yeah, I can't do it. Let's see. Yeah, and I have to contact them.
Did you see those skirmishes on the Indian and like Chinese border? Or it might not have been that, but like over there where they were in like armor, like knight armor, like just clashing, like everyone agreed not to shoot or anything, so they were just like clubbing each other to death. Did you see that?
Yeah, and they're all fighting. Yeah, they're fighting with sticks and they're all yelling at each other like so super close up.
That was so awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, not gonna lie. People die and stuff during that, right?
That's gnarly, dude. That's like so old school though. I respect it. That's a good way to go out.
Okay, yeah, I was able to do it. Anderson, thank you for explaining that. So let's see. Okay, so this is all of the oil tankers in the Gulf of, oh well, on here it says Gulf of Mexico, I think now. Yeah, there it says Gulf of Mexico. Well, look at that, guys. These are all oil tankers in the Gulf of America, and heading out, heading in. This is the whole world. And guys, on TikTok, I'm showing this on YouTube. Jared on an Island, no spaces. Go there, check it out. See, this is what I come for, the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I like being value tamed. All right, good, bro. I like the statistics of everything too, man. So yeah, all of these tankers here, all oil tankers. Now let's look at the Strait of Hormuz and Saudi Arabia here. Man, I wish I could compare it to like a year ago or something, and we could see how different it is. But it does look pretty empty here in Bab al Mandeb, where the Yemen's Houthis in Ansarallah seem to be targeting Saudi Arabian, uh, vessels, or I mean tankers, and same with the Strait of Hormuz. Now, let's take a look. Passenger vehicles. Okay. I want to see if there's a cruise ship one, but it doesn't seem like there is. High speed craft. Interesting. Cargo vessels. So yeah, here's cargo vessels. Guys, this is all of your Temu, China's like orders, your TikTok shop, stuff that takes like 3 weeks to come in.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's so much emptier than before, probably. I believe you. But guys, think about how much stuff is even on one of these ships. Like, look how giant the ship is. I mean, I'm sure it's not actually a mile long, but it's like really big, right? And every single one of these carries millions of dollars worth of stuff. So imagine if one of these main routes, like think about it, this Suez Canal shortcut really does change the way that we have global economics. Like it is such a shortcut than going all the way around Africa. And for that to be disrupted by a couple guys with missiles, it's crazy. It changes everything. Gallons and gallons and gallons of oil just spilling everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine, bro. Like, that's why it's all like, not to be liberal or whatever, but that's why it's important, we do have some sort of control over like environmental regulation for these things. Because imagine they're just like spilling oil if they want to, because they don't really care. It's like all over the sea.
Dude, is it really worth ordering like everything we buy from China? Like, it can't be that much more expensive if we just build stuff domestically. This is,
Definitely not. Yeah. Come on, we have AI now. We should be able to do it.
yeah, yeah.
Like it can't be like honestly it can't be, if China can build a factory to literally build like one little plastic doll like a billion times, it should be easy for us to do, right?
Mm.
But then again, they have like those
My
what is
second Lindsey Graham shrine is coming from Timo. It's for my garage. That would be
yeah, it is
awesome.
interesting though, because okay, I'll be careful with my words here, but like the iPhone factories in China, they have nets on the roof to prevent the workers from let's
Yeah,
just say
yeah.
permanently quitting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, luckily we don't have to, like, we don't need that anymore though. We have AI. Okay, anyways, 2 hours ago, UK MTO reports that an oil tanker heard an explosion while transiting the southern Red Sea yesterday. Uh, and it was likely a separate incident from one of the other ships that was announced this evening. Yeah, so the Yemeni armed forces announced to have targeted with anti-ship ballistic missiles the Saudi-owned oil tanker NCC Ghazal, forcing it to retreat. Doesn't say that it hit it though. So yeah, it seems like these oil tankers, man, they're not going to make it across. Uh, okay, so Netanyahu says 3 hours ago, Netanyahu, who everyone's TikTok's favorite guy, right, guys? Everyone drop an emoji for BB Netanyahu. I want to see what emoji you guys can use to describe him. And one emoji, everyone comment now. Let's see. I want to see emojis flying in the chat. Describe BB Netanyahu in one emoji. Let's see it. Okay. Oh, interesting lion emoji. All right, we're not getting that many emoji reactions. Okay, we're getting some. Okay, we got a turd emoji. Okay, so we got a gun, a lion, and a turd. Interesting.
Yo,
And
why
we
does he
got a
have six
dab.
fingers? Why has he got 6 fingers in that video? Has he always had 6 fingers?
Does he actually?
I don't know.
I remember that was a concern at one point with one
Yeah,
of the
is he
videos.
is he still alive?
Yeah. Okay, well, he says, I've just finished an excellent meeting with President Trump. When I say excellent, it's not just lip service. Interesting. That's honestly bad news, guys. Something is gonna go down, I feel like. Somebody
They're all
put a
gonna hug it
vampire
out.
emoji and a penguin crying for help. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. On YouTube here, we're showing Brent crude oil price, and another person that I see on Twitter, I'm seeing his opinion here. Okay, he says he's not an expert, but markets seem totally disconnected from the reality on the ground, and it's showing the crude oil price dramatically drop just from a couple hours ago because of Trump's, what Trump's saying. But at the same time, one of the largest oil refineries in Saudi Arabia shut down. It produces 400,000 barrels per day. Okay, in southwest Saudi Arabia, it's called Jazan refinery. Uh, Following an attack by Ansar Allah, so Ansarullah. Okay, uh, and yeah, it's not good news. And we have imagery here, satellite imagery showing that it was hit from strikes. So it's damaged, it's shut down, it won't be up for a while. That's 400,000 barrels per day out of the game. Now 400,000 times 30 is what? I don't know, but that's not good. Yeah. Hot, Hot Stepper Jen says it's because the US manipulating the market. And Steven says inside trade, they buy low and let it rise again. Yeah, seems like it, guys. I don't know. But this just does not seem reasonable for what's really going on. We hear, if I'm able to say this news on TikTok, like, people know, right? People can find out. So I don't know. It just doesn't seem legit. And here is a couple of the U.S. bases in Jordan, and it shows that we are protecting basically all of Israel with these bases here. Let's see. Okay, there's some anti-Trump memes here from this guy. Interesting. So Saudi Arabia is about to raise the salary of its mercenaries in Yemen from $27 to $266. So in his opinion, it looks like they plan to start a war against Yemen's Ansarullah very soon, which will be very interesting if we see some sort of ground fight between Saudi Arabia and Yemen's Ansarullah group, because Yemen is in an active civil war. And guys, there are so many players in this civil war, like so many different groups with crazy names like Presidential Council, Superior Council, or something like. It's crazy. Anyways, reading y'all's comments. Hey, Jarrett, thank you for the rose, man. Someone commented a crazy emoji, a cowboy emoji, alien emoji to describe Benjamin Netanyahu. Kevin G, total market manipulation. Our Kuwait base is about destroyed, several hundred gone. Now, I don't know about several hundred, but I don't think that the reports are accurate when it comes to the amount of casualties. Man says draft 25 to 43. Oh, heck no. I don't want to go, bro. Do you?
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay. 8 hours ago, spokesperson of the Central Command of Iran's people. Any ship, company, or country that receives funds from frozen Iranian assets will not be allowed to pass through the strait. The President of the United States, following aggressive actions and continuous efforts to destabilize the region, has declared compensation will be paid from the frozen assets of Iran for the damage sustained by vessels during the imposed war against Iran, due to insecurity created by the U.S. military and violations of illegal and unsafe routes in the southern part of the Strait of Hormuz. While warning the criminal president of the United States about the consequences of this illegal action, We announced to all companies and countries that welcome Trump's proposal and use the frozen assets of Iran under this pretext that from now on, the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran will not allow any of their vessels to transit through the Strait of Hormuz. And there is no victory except from Allah, the Almighty, the Wise. That's what they say. Okay, so basically what this means is Trump said this. Trump said, if you're a country that's been affected by this, if you're like, let's say the Philippines or some African country or whatever else, and you say, man, you know, because this whole Strait of Hormuz thing has been closed, we deserve compensation. The U.S. has said, well, we took this Iranian money, like electronically through hacking, through their assets and stuff like that, and we have it now. We're going to send it out to you guys as compensation. Well, Iran's saying, if you dare take that money as compensation, we will attack you too. That's basically all they're saying. Anderson says, there's so many Liberian tankers. I wonder if those are false flags for Chinese tankers. They all go from China to the Middle East under Liberia. Yeah. Most of these tankers have a different flag for what they actually go by so that they can get through international law and taxes from different ports cheaper and stuff like that. So this guy says something interesting as well here. It is that, you know, Ukraine, what was it? Ukraine struck an Iranian vessel, or like took over an Iranian vessel, right? The other day. I don't know if you guys heard about that. But because of that, Iran's like, well, Ukraine has to pay. There's going to be some sort of retaliation, right? So what will Iran do? Well, guess what? Iran's most northwestern tip is actually close enough to launch missiles to Ukraine. So that may be a thing here soon. And if that happens, it's going to be a major escalation as well. If Ukraine and Iran get into a major fight, will that pull, you know, Russia into the fight? Will Russia help Iran out more if Ukraine gets involved? If Ukraine gets involved, will that hurt Iran because Ukraine will be able to send so many drones over? And then we will be able to have Ukraine be the proxy? I mean, guys, they're only separated by like a small, like what, the Caspian Sea, right? Or sorry, the Black Sea, right? So here we are. We're looking at it on YouTube, guys, a map. So yeah, I mean, what is this section called again? That Russia took? I forgot what it's called. But anyways, the southern tip is for Russian, so that doesn't count. But guys, Ukraine isn't that far from Iran. You can see it from right here to right here. And we do know that Iranian military assets are in this northwestern part. Ooh. My bad. Okay. Let me read y'all's things. Why'd they seize it? So, Ukraine, you know, support is like an ally of the U.S. and stuff like that. And the U.S. said that we need to be seizing all Iranian vessels. So, I believe that's why. I'm not really too sure the exact wording of it, but Forging Pro Gamer says, how much reward bounty is Iran putting out for Trump? I don't know the exact number, but there definitely is one. I know that for sure. AJ says Crimea. Yeah. Let's see what you guys say on YouTube. Russia can't handle themselves. Yeah, they got bigger fish to fry. I agree. They won't get involved. If not, America will get involved in Russia. Yeah. Larry Loomer has been very vocal. Yeah. They were bringing weapons to Russia, according to Ukraine. Okay, let's keep reading to see if there's any breaking news. So this is interesting. 49% of Americans want Netanyahu arrested on U.S. soil, including almost a quarter of Trump voters. That's pretty crazy, guys. That's literally half. And, you know, most of our government supports Israel, so it's crazy how that works out.
2% more, and then the president has to succumb to democracy, right? He has to listen to the people, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's how it's intended to work and how it
That's how it
should work,
works.
right?
That's how it works. Yeah.
Okay. 2 hours ago, Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Defense stated that the kingdom's eastern airspace came under attack within the past hour, alleging the drones came from Iraqi territory. Yep. Zelensky and Netanyahu briefly met on the sidelines of Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral, making a rare public interaction between the two leaders whose friendship has often been strained. Points of friction have included allegations involving Ukrainian far-right groups of operating in the Middle East, concerns over rampant anti-Semitism within Ukrainian society, and Israel's continued purchases of grain originating from Russian-controlled territories in the Donbass and Crimea. Reports linking the port of Haifa to vessels associated with Russia's Ghost Fleet and Israel's refusal to provide military aid to Kiev. You know, it's crazy. Like, literally, both of these guys are the same religion, like Zelensky and Netanyahu, and yet they keep slyly stabbing each other in the back for economic interest. Isn't that kind of crazy that, like, come on, that is crazy. I'm not even gonna go further in on that. Yeah, they like seriously. So interesting that they meet. Let's look at their reactions here. Now, do they okay, they definitely both speak English, right? Okay. You know, this is crazy. This whole Lindsey Graham funeral is just the meetup of literally everyone that has done wrong to America. I'm trying to think of one guy that would attend this funeral that like seems good.
Yeah, probably doesn't exist.
Yeah. And it's like looking at these people, you know, the crazy thing is that looking at these people, they're all like people that you'd casually see, like just shows, you know, anyone's capable of evil, I guess.
They're all like over 62. How old is Zelensky? He might be the youngest guy in the room.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he's 50.
Damn. Huh. Okay, let's keep going down here. Israel today, the Israeli opposition leader and former prime minister, not just today, but within the past couple days, he's been heavily attacking Qatar, saying that Qatar is responsible for October 7th, for helping there be, you know, terrorists funding them, supporting them, stuff like that. Very crazy. And so Qatar has condemned those comments made by that leader, accusing him of spreading false information and making misleading claims. So we'll have to see where that goes because, you know, Israel has been creating two more enemies that kind of haven't even been involved: Turkey and Qatar. Now, this Qatar thing has been going on for a bit. We've obviously seen you know, different media groups attack each other, saying that they're Qatari funded and Israeli funded. It seems like more of the proof is that they're more Israeli funded than Qatari funded. But, you know, there's the potential for any foreign country to throw in some money, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty crazy that this is happening. Stephen Crow says Israel is just making excuses to attack more people. Yeah. Andy Wu says they're both Khazarian mafia. Okay, bro. Khazarian mafia, really, man? Stop beating up Lindsey Graham. It will make me sad. I'll never forget her. Okay. All right. China has held talks with Ansarallah to allow safe passage of its tankers through the Strait of Bab al Mandeb, carrying petrochemicals from Saudi seaports, Router says. So China seems to be, you know, since they're not involved in any of this at all, they seem to be okay with talking to Ansarallah, the Houthis, Iran, and making sure, like, they aren't helping them so far that we know of, but it seems like they're making some sort of, you know, they're talking to them in order to not be involved, which is pretty interesting. Maybe there's some sort of behind the scenes deal, but But yeah, let's keep looking. Yeah, 5 hours ago, Iran has directly rejected Donald Trump's claims of ongoing negotiations, saying it is not negotiating with the United States and has not requested talks, adding, "It's not in our DNA," according to Tasneem. Uh, so, yeah, and it says the deputy foreign minister declared the Strait of Hormuz will never return to its pre-war state, which is just crazy. Like, guys, at this point, if Trump doesn't go in, yeah, that nothing will be the same. Nothing will ever be the same. So expect higher gas prices for life, I guess.
Dude, they're pissed.
Yeah, a source
They're not.
close to Iranian military officials suggest Iran may soon directly strike Ukraine or supply Russia with short-range ballistic missiles in response to Kiev's drone attack on an Iranian vessel in the Caspian Sea that killed a sailor, per Iranian outlets. Iran's foreign minister says the attack cannot go unanswered. Tehran has formally notified Russia and the EU. The IRGC is reportedly considering a retaliatory ballistic missile strike against a strategic target in Kiev with a certain missile capable of reaching Ukraine. The sources suggest Iran could also escalate by sending short-range ballistic missiles to Russia. The conflict is expanding and Tehran is weighing its options. If that happens, that's a major escalation, not gonna lie.
It's gonna get so messy so quick if they bring like Russia into this.
Honestly, if you're Iran, why wouldn't you try to get Russia into this?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, America's said, "Oh, we're gonna flatten you," blah blah blah, and like that's not happened. And they don't like us very much. They're shutting everything down. They're shutting down the strait. So like, why wouldn't they?
And
We already
can
we
you
already
think of a
killed.
reason why Russia would say like no?
Um, I mean, if they haven't taken Ukraine after 4 years, I don't know. Would they really want to get involved in all of this?
I mean, think about this. Russia doesn't even have to do anything. Russia just has to allow Iran to attack Ukraine. Russia says, we're not going to help Iran by fighting there or giving weapons, but we'll let Iran attack Ukraine. That works out for Iran. They have an easier target to hit now. That's closer as well, or another target to hit.
As as far as like the missiles that Iran has, are they more developed and like more advanced than what Russia's been sending over? Is Russia not like striking Ukraine like that with missiles and stuff?
They are, but the thing is honestly, I don't think they're more advanced or anything. I think it's just like, like more production.
I gotcha.
Have you ever played Hearts of Iron?
No, no.
Okay, it's like this really, really autistic war map game, right? And one of like the things that you can do is like build military factories. And the more military factories, it's like a spreadsheet, right? So like the more military factories you have, the more you can produce whatever they build, right? So like if you're building missiles and you have like 20 factories assigned to it, you build like 200 missiles a day instead of like two if you have 10, right? Uh, but the funny thing is like when you take over a country or you have an ally join the war, like the production increases so much that it does cause a spiral effect. Oh, I just got a violation warning. Nice. For misinformation.
I think. Oh, it wasn't me then. I said the K word earlier.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was you. I don't know what it was. Maybe Russia, whatever it is.
They don't like Sid Meier's. They don't like math games.
Yeah, they don't like Hoi 4. But
Yeah.
anyways, so when you take over a country, it like spirals it out of control. So exactly what you're saying is so true. It's like this can so easily spiral out of control. Louis says Russia's economy is barbecue chicken. They simply could not afford it. Probably true, but I mean, that is true. But think about this. Ukraine is, well, okay, I guess this really just relies on one question. Is Ukraine getting the most support it can get from, their Western allies. Because if we say yes, then Russia's doing just fine holding against everyone else, holding against the U.S., um, Europe, everyone like that. But if we aren't giving everything we possibly can to Ukraine in terms of supplies and stuff like that, then yeah, Russia may not want to join and may feel screwed doing so, doing an escalation. Okay. So someone took a full list of all the US losses from Iranian attacks in the past 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm going to read it real quick, okay? And guys, on TikTok, we are on YouTube, Crucial with 4 L's, or Jared on an Island, no spaces. And I'm showing the list here, as well as radar and stuff like that. Come over, check it out. It's a lot better if you sub over on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. But here we go. I'm going to read everything that's been destroyed so far for the past 3 weeks, okay? 7 command and control centers, 3 satellite communication systems, 6 Patriot air defense radars, 3 air and maritime surveillance and control radars, 8 detection and early warning radar systems, 7 air and air missile defense radars, 3 EPS radar systems, 2 EPS 117 radars, 5 long range radars, 2 air defense radars, 1 tactical radar complex, support and logistic facilities targeted to reduce operational capacity. So 6 fighter jet and helicopter maintenance centers, 3 support and logistics centers, 12 fuel storage tanks, 17 warehouse storage weapons, spare parts, naval equipment, and aircraft components, 6 missile storage depots. Okay. 6 MQ-9 drone hangars, 1 F-15 fighter preparation hangar, 1 drone hangar containing 8 factory new drones, 2 command centers, 1 aircraft carrier refueling platform, 1 P-8 aircraft hangar, 4 HIMARS missile launcher platforms, 5 fighter aircraft hangars, 4 Patriot air defense complexes, 6 missile launch platforms, 1 fuel pumping station, 2 signal communication centers, 1 intelligence data center, 1 artificial intelligence and data processing facility associated with Amazon, 1 depot for remotely operated unmanned surface vessels, 1 fuel pier, 4 fighter aircraft shelters, 6 aircraft parking and operating ramps. Okay, now here's the pretty big ones, okay? 11 fighter aircraft and helicopters destroyed or damaged on the ground, 17 reconnaissance and operational drones, including 8 factory new aircraft, 1 F-15 fighter jet inside a shelter, 1 P-8 maritime patrol aircraft, 1 C-17 transport aircraft, 8 aerial refueling aircraft, 4 heavy helicopters, 6 stored missiles. Wow. Okay, now I'm going to copy all this, and then I'm going to ask how much does all of this cost? And we're going to see.
I can't believe they've done that much because, the news cycle makes it seem like, oh, we always win. We only win. We've never taken a loss. Nothing bad has ever happened. America's always winning. That's crazy.
Yeah, and no one shows the damage like up close. We see smoke clouds and we're like, "Oh, something happened." But we never see the actual damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steven says he made historical accurate comments about Israel and got a lifetime ban on Facebook.
I can only imagine. I have a pretty good guess.
Yeah. And the historically accurate statement in question is from a 16-hour documentary on Rumble. Don't worry, buddy. We've all watched those, though. Meaning Maker MX says, breaking ballistic missile launches from Iran targeting U.S. bases in Jordan. Where's that from, man? I want to know where that's from right now. Because if that's right now, that's pretty big news. Oh, yep, right here. Axios Barak Ravid says reports that Iran has launched missiles towards the U.S. base in Jordan. Well, we're back on, boys. We're back on.
That was short.
Yeah. We had 2 days of quietness. But then again, this Barak Ravid guy has been known to lie. But wait, no, here's video. Reports of air defense activity over Jordan this evening have emerged following reports of missile launches from Iran. This video, purportedly filmed in Jordan, appears to show a Patriot air defense system intercepting an inbound aerial threat. No official confirmation of launches or interceptions have been public yet. Okay, well. Yo! It's some kids, some Jordanian kids saying, yo, watching the strikes. That's crazy. I mean, of course they have this stupid watermark over it too. But yeah, guys, so
pretty much confirmed.
Yeah, pretty much confirmed. Middle East Spectator said it. Damn, so back on guys, back on. All right, well, what does that mean now? What would you say, Crucial? What does that mean for us?
Man, I don't know.
I think it just means, you know, we're back to being screwed. Like, it's over, guys. We're back in it. Let's see. Let's see if we got any more reports of it. Okay, here we go. Israeli security services have received signals from Iran indicating an intention to target current and former Israeli officials. These signals included a general warning about the risk of attacks on the Israeli targets using drones. That's from I-24 News. Now, guys, what that means is, I mean, this is my speculation here, but we've seen before that Israel will do preemptive defensive strikes. So what that means is attacking first as a defensive measure. And if they're getting reports that Iran is about to attack again, let's take a bet, guys. How much do you guys think Israel's going to attack Iran here soon? I mean, think about it. Netanyahu said he had amazing talks with Trump. So what could that possibly mean? Like, the one thing Netanyahu wants is more war. Because it makes sure that, one, Greater Israel has the potential of happening. Two, he gets to stay in office longer with emergency powers. And three, I don't know. Honestly, those first two reasons are all he needs, right? What do you guys think?
You think if this war ramps up, we could see like a third term, like kind of like during World War II, out of Trump, just as like a, what's the word?
Just
like he has to stay as president or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Trump does seem to be joking about it a lot, and it could happen. I mean, I don't think it's likely, but I really don't think it will happen, but it could, you know? Like, it really just depends on how Trump's energy levels is, you know, by the end of this thing. He still has 2 more years. I feel like he's undecided, but he is considering it.
Yeah, Roosevelt had a 4th term. That's, yeah. We could just get permanent Trump forever.
Or at least until, I don't even know, until someone gets him. I mean, it seems like everyone's trying to.
Yeah, someone in chat. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that. Actually,
yeah, don't say. Yeah, Israel invoking that option that you brought up, Jared. I don't think so, because we wouldn't let Israel get to the point where they'd feel the need to use it. Andy says, what happened in Japan was not a nuke. It was a carpet bomb by TNT, because he says nukes aren't real.
So possibly speculation, but maybe. Dude, I don't want to say too much now.
Just say it, but like very vaguely. Can you or no? Is it too on the nose?
Too on the nose, yeah.
Okay. Okay, look at this, guys. So exactly, guys, I'm just saying, if this doesn't prove why you should subscribe to me and Crucial, that's Crucial with 4 L's on YouTube, and that's Jared on an Island with no spaces. Like, we've been vindicated we're literally vindicated by the hour, guys. You know that crude oil price that I was talking about literally like 30 minutes ago, saying it's going to go back up? Okay, literally right now, 15 minutes ago, it has now shot back up because of those ballistic missile launches we just said. Okay, it went from $83 and something cents, and it is now at $85, and it is shooting up as we speak. So back at it again. Andy Wu, it's right above my head here. It's Jared on an Island, no spaces. Same name on TikTok. But yeah, go sub on YouTube, go watch on YouTube because I'm showing this stuff here. We're gonna see if we can look this up really quick because this is pretty crazy that it's happening. Brent oil price as we speak, like live. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm showing it on YouTube right now. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so boom, shooting up right now. Okay, well, I need something that's like by the minute. Oops. Okay, this still isn't like fast enough. Hmm. Well, as we can see right here, okay, yeah, so it is updated like every once in a while, but it's already shooting back up right now. Uh yeah, guys, let's go back over here. Let's see if there's any radar activity in the Middle East right now too. Doesn't seem like there's much different. Let's go back to the oil price. Okay, well, it seems to be going by 1 week. Okay, well, it still is down for the week, but it's going up right now. Let's see where this guy got it on TikTok, or I mean on Twitter. I don't know where this shot is from, but okay, these people, it's so stupid. Like the first reaction is the Minions gif. But yeah, okay, here we go. So this is the interceptor missiles being fired in Jordan as well. Meaning Maker says direct impacts in Jordan's airbase. Yeah. So that's what we're seeing here too. We're seeing interceptor missiles being fired here. So guys, seems like it's back on. Gas is going to go back up. Already is. Already shooting back up. Trump's negotiations proven to be somewhat of a lie, at least if Iran's still attacking. And what we can expect here, guys, the US is going to retaliate in probably a couple hours. And then 5 hours later, because it takes 4 to 5 hours for Iran to set up all their missiles for some reason, then Iran will strike again. And maybe we'll see some major escalations now. In the middle of the week, I don't know. Trump doesn't like doing that because it affects the markets. But it's known to happen. So here we go. Looking for more footage of this breaking news here. So breaking news, Iran is striking Jordan once again right now. Okay, 5 minutes ago. The launch from Iran follows several days of relative quiet after 13 days of tit-for-tat strikes. It is unclear at this time what the catalyst is for Iran's launch at a U.S. base, and is plausible that it is preemptive rather than reactionary. Okay. Well, yeah, there we have it. Let's look at this guy's account because I've seen stuff from him. It seems like he's like the first one to say some things here. This is the first Iranian missile attack against American bases in the region since President Trump's decision to suspend the strikes against Iran on Friday. Okay, and it says translated from Hebrew. Interesting. So a U.S. official has said 8 minutes ago that some of the missiles were intercepted, but like we said before, we did see that there are uh Jared Ring. Yeah, thank God you spell our name correctly. Bro, Jared, it's Jared with one R and sorry Jarrett who gave me the rose earlier, but it's Jared. Yeah, Gloria. It's Jared on an Island, no spaces. It's the name right above this. That's where I'm showing my sources, radar footage, video of the strikes, economic prices of gas, flight radar, vessel radar. Go over and sub it. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, so it seems like Iran is striking again right now as we speak to Jordan, base in Jordan. So things are back on. Things are back on. We were quiet since Friday, and now things are back on. So we can only speculate that now Trump has to do something, because what other options does he have? That Trump has been saying that there's been talks, but Iran says there's no talks. So let me read y'all's comments here. Crucial, you saying something?
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to make an announcement. I guess it's kind of late in the day on the East Coast, but
Yeah, I mean, I bet you that we'll do some serious strikes right now. Trump usually does the announcement after the event, you know. But then again, he may say something again like, we will wipe them off the map in the name of Allah."
yeah.
It was so funny that he said in the name of Allah, like after all that. Okay, well, we just had a new strato tanker take off from Israel here. So it seems like we're about to do some retaliatory strikes. We're getting stuff up in the air. Yep, we had this one take off 30 minutes ago from Israel as well. So we have two tankers over Israel. We have one tanker over the Strait of Hormuz. And then it seems like we have two tankers that they've been in the air over Saudi Arabia. So reading y'all's comments now. Sorry, I've been looking away, but go comment on YouTube, and I'm going to make sure to read it first, guys. Louis says, it really does make you wonder, but without a truthful Pentagon, we can't get a baseline. Gas going back up, that's what it means. That's what Anderson says. Louis says, look, I know you guys want to be optimistic and everything, but the fact is that there has been decisions made by Congress has greened this whole thing till the end of November. Budgets have been created, money allocated. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality. It's going to be hot and cold until like the midterms. Yeah, I think I agree with you. But then you say, Louis says they're going to nuke Iran. I don't know about that. Louis says they have hinted at him using the Emergency Powers Act to take over and basically take over power indefinitely if there's a world war like that. Trump is 100% sunsetting, and it's terrifying. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Fate Formula puts an X emoji and then ... snake. Ew. Anderson says drop. Yeah, can't foil the plans. Yeah, bro's a troll. Oh, it's over. Okay, TikTok guys, I'm reading y'all's comments as well. Ask your questions, but I am reading YouTube's first. So go over to YouTube, Jared on an Island, no spaces, or go to Crucial's chat, Crucial with 4 L's. Go watch there. Okay. Laundry guy, hey, we are at war. We're in a conflict. Okay, I will say that. Andy says, I believe Iran over Trump. Jared says, you're too young, but this is 1979 payback for me. Interesting. Andy says, Trump only likes to manipulate the market. Laundry guy says, Iran is talking with missiles. Yeah. Meaning Market says, there's a video of the hit on Guerras y Geopolitica in Espanol. Is that on Twitter? Kent says, giving 6 grands to the 5 pals to hit. Okay, that's an ad. Okay. Jarrett says, if he really is going to strike Pickaxe, he has to use some sort of form of nuclear weapon. Possibly, hopefully we have some sort of weapon nobody knows about, some sort of secret weapon, right? Like using a nuke just seems too risky. I don't want him to use a nuke, man. That's too crazy. That's too crazy. Zero F's Given says, 1979, 320 Marines in Lebanon. Meaning Maker, Telegram. Yeah, okay. He says me. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. Anyways. So let's see if there's any more footage released on my side of things. Meaning Maker. DM me on Twitter, man. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, a direct hit was reported. Here's video Let's see if we can see a direct hit here. We do see interceptions. Is there video? Wow, look at those missiles go overhead, guys. Like that is crazy. They fly fast. Now, if this, I don't know for sure if this is the intercepting missiles or the missiles that are going to the target. Yeah, it seems like they're interceptors. Wow. So there's your proof, guys. A direct hit was reported. Iran reportedly fired missiles in retaliation to recent U.S. targeting of IRGC Navy boats. Okay, so CENTCOM, we got an official statement from CENTCOM, which is Central Command, which is basically the U.S. military's regional, you know, command center thing. Okay, let's think of it that way. They control the center of the world, which is like the Middle East and stuff like that. So yeah, zero F's given, bro. We were quiet for the past couple days, no strikes, and just right now, like 30 minutes ago, new strikes from Iran onto Jordan, and this is from U.S. Central Command at 5:45 p.m. Central or Eastern time. Okay, literally less than an hour ago, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps force launched. Islamic Revolutionary Guard forces basically forced. Sorry, they launched multiple ballistic missiles from Iran in an attempted surprise attack on U.S. forces based in the Middle East. All Iranian missiles were successfully intercepted. U.S. forces remain vigilant and at a high state of readiness. So, just to summarize that, Central Command is saying that Iran attempted a surprise attack on some of the bases in Jordan. Okay? Now, they're saying all of the missiles were successfully intercepted. We're hearing reports that's not the case, but basically that means things are on again, right? That's what we do need to know, and what we do know right now. Things are on again, and we are hearing that a direct hit was reported, but the Central Command saying that all of them were intercepted. So now we look on flight radar on YouTube, Jared on an Island, and we're seeing some aircraft, some refueler aircraft take off from Israel. We got 2 refueler jets. That means 4 to 6 multi-purpose fighter aircraft with both of them. And then we got another, no, that's not a US one, but we have them taking off. I'm sure we're about to do retaliatory strikes. Gloria Terry says, I don't know how to type capital letters in YouTube search, so I'm back. Listen, you don't have to put in capital letters. If you just put Jared on an island with no spaces, I should show up.
Yeah, make sure you guys come over here, because I can't even read the TikTok chat anymore. They don't, I feel like they do not want smaller channels reporting on this right now for whatever reason.
Yeah, so make sure to come over, or you can go to Crucial's chat, Crucial with 4 L's. You got to make sure to put 4 L's at the end in order to find him, but sub to him too. Yeah, so we are there. We are there. Yeah, and so they're saying this was a surprise attack. Now, here's the thing. I don't believe that this was a surprise attack, honestly. Guys, do we really believe that we don't have, radar systems detecting when these missiles launch off? Like, what is the difference between a regular attack and a surprise attack when it comes to missiles that we know are coming? Louis says, Israel has launched a sub, bro. Okay, I want a source for that. Laundry Guy says, so how long after the refueling planes land before IR targets them? Well, the thing is, they are landing in Israel. So I don't believe that they are going to target these 2 specifically if they're landing in Israel. Now, we have seen that Iran has targeted refueling aircraft that land in the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and at the high points of the war in the central Saudi Arabia. But at the moment, we haven't seen anything that deep into Saudi Arabia from Iran often or like recently. But we do know that refueler aircraft have been destroyed. And guys, if you don't remember, before the ceasefire even happened, there was the incident where 2 refueler aircraft collided in midair and exploded. So I don't know. It's pretty crazy. These things are filled with oil. Like think of it as like a oil tanker in the sky. Like imagine two of them colliding and exploding. That's got to be a sight to see. Like that is crazy. Anderson says, I was about to say check CENTCOM. Yeah. Israel has launched a sub, bro. Okay, yeah, I already read that one. Uh yeah, Jared, yeah, you're right. We have a milsat for launch detection. Yeah. So we would know. So I don't really understand what a surprise attack really means in terms of the US side of things. So here we go. Uh okay, yeah. Gas Brent crude oil, guys. They were literally reporting on it this morning and we were talking about market manipulation. It's all the way back up at $87 now. Literally within the past 30 minutes. It's all the way back up. So the markets cannot be manipulated. Iran controls the markets. I'm sorry to say, it's just true at this point. Iran has the power now. Honestly, Trump can no longer go on with this fake facade of market manipulation, saying that talks are happening, negotiations are happening. It's just not true. It's not true. So what? So like, guys, I can't keep saying we can keep waiting for it, guys. It's just not true. There's no talks. Whoever Trump's talking to, if he actually is talking to someone, is not in charge of things in Iran. The IRGC has control of the Strait of Hormuz now, and of and consequently oil. So I don't know what to say, guys. It's that all they needed was that, and the missiles don't even have to hit the base. It's just the fear of the missiles hitting the base. That's all it takes for control, guys. Fear is control in a way, right? Now, to them, they say the U.S. has used their fear weaponization, through military might of controlling this stuff. So Gloria says, watch news from other countries, even if you hit the translator. Yeah, I'm trying to get sources from more people. Like this Hormuz report is supposedly, you know, Iranian or something like that. But we'll see. A lot of these guys are not purely American. Okay. Yeah, so here we go from US Central Command. Let's take a look at the replies here and let's read what people are saying. Let's look at most liked too, and we'll read them. Okay, so we can get a feel of what people are saying. And make sure to go to YouTube, guys. This is where I'm showing this, all my sources, all the radar, all of the stuff like that, explosion footage. YouTube is Jared on an Island, no spaces. You shouldn't need to put in caps. Just look that up. Hopefully I'm not being like quieted or something on there, but I'd appreciate a sub over there. Also, go sub to Crucial. That's Crucial with 4 L's. He's also live showing this right now. So, guys, the first comment or the most liked comment right now under this U.S. Central Command post that says that Iran has launched an attempted surprise attack on a U.S. base in Jordan, and all the missiles have been intercepted. In case you're just joining, Laundry Guy, you just looked a few minutes ago, and nothing like for looking for my channel or what? Here, I'm gonna type it in the chat real quick. Hopefully, you guys. Interesting. Well, if I'm not showing up on YouTube, that's not good, guys, because it should be that easy of a search. I mean, if you do youtube.com/JaredOnAnIsland, maybe. Okay, but anyways.
youtube.com/@JaredOnAnIsland, like the at symbol.
Okay, yeah. So at JaredOnAnIsland.
I'm pretty sure they're losing the narrative so hard that they're just like turning the dial up to 11 on the AI overreach, because I think your TikTok got it got
quieted.
shut down. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is interesting replies here, because the first one with the most likes says time to finish the job. So I mean, maybe people really do want the U.S. to just finish what they're doing here. The second one says the IR, which is Iran, made a surprise attack on U.S. forces while pretending to negotiate in good faith. What will the U.S. response be? So interesting that they're taking that. Now, this guy does have an American and an Israeli flag in his bio, or in his name, but that is an interesting way to take it, because from what we're hearing, Iran is not pretending to negotiate in good faith here. They're not pretending to negotiate at all. They're the ones saying that the U.S. and Israel are pretending to negotiate. So very interesting that they say that. Now, third comment says, start hitting them immediately, President Trump. This cannot be tolerated. Interesting. Fourth one is a picture of an explosion, and it says all Iranian missiles were successfully intercepted, ? This is laundry fire, ? Now, we don't have any proof that this is a picture of the strike here, but if it is, that's a pretty big deal. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of different reports here, but yeah, it seems like this picture is being replied with a lot. Okay, Anderson says Jared and Island works. Okay. You need to link your YouTube to your TikTok bio. Yeah, I'll do that after this for sure. So Ace, Billy, yeah, you missed it. We were covering the piece that was going on since Friday, no strikes since Friday. And then as we're covering it, literally right now, Iran supposedly did a surprise military strike on a Jordan military base, U.S. military base. So seems like we're back on right now, and it seems like right now we're waiting for U.S. retaliatory strikes. Now, Iran says it was done in retaliation to U.S. military striking Iranian naval boats. We didn't hear about that, so we're looking to see what more we can see happen. But guys, it seems like it's back on again. We had 3 days of peace. Netanyahu is with Trump right now. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of joint effort coming. Why would Trump come over, or why would Netanyahu come over? Just for Lindsey Graham's funeral? Guys, Lindsey Graham was like their puppet. Like, they didn't, why would, I don't know. Maybe it would seem fair or right that they would do that, but I think something big's coming, guys. I think something big is coming. Now, we're refreshing the news here. We're going to take a look at flight radar here in a second, and we're going to see just how far these refueler planes have got, and we're going to see if there's any retaliatory strikes happening that we can see. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be that much breaking news for the past 30 minutes. We just heard of these surprise attack strikes on the Jordan base. And here is a map, just so you guys know. Go onto YouTube. This is where I'm showing the map itself, talking about the geopolitics of the area. So, hey, meaning maker, I'm not going to sleep again. All right, bro. I mean, you're going to have to wait a little bit to see anything. But guys, look up that name that I pinned.
Stay in line.
Yeah, you got to stay. What is it? We got to monitor the situation. Yeah, but you got a couple hours to sleep, man. It takes a while for these guys to strike back. But we are going to be seeing it here. But guys, go on YouTube right now, Jared on an Island, and go sub there. And I'm going to show the map here, and I'm going to explain what's going on for this whole region. I'll do a quick summary and then get more specific to what's happening today really fast. So here we go. So Iran is right here. Right below it is the Strait of Hormuz, and right above it is the Caspian Sea. And then to the top left of it is the Black Sea. So this whole thing started because Israel, which is about 2 or 3 countries away from Iran, had problems with Iran building nuclear weapons. Israel has been claiming that Iran has been building nuclear weapons since the 1970s, if not earlier. Israel may have nuclear weapons. It is all but officially said. There has been proof that Israel has nuclear facilities, the ability to build nuclear weapons. There's this whole stuff about them getting them from, South Africa perhaps, or somewhere else. But anyways, they didn't want Iran to have nuclear weapons. So this whole thing kicked off 40 plus years ago, saying that something needs to be done. Benjamin Netanyahu has been in office for a lot of that time. He's made this point over and over. You can see video of him from before the 2000s saying that Iran must be stopped because they're assembling nuclear weapons. Well, then you may have heard about the Iran deal with Obama, where Obama gave Iran millions, if not billions of dollars to kind of slow down Iran's progression of building a nuclear weapon, supposedly. And then, the Biden administration with Gaza happened. And as that was being settled down, Trump, with the support or help of Miriam Adelson, who was his largest donor, who is, Israeli, we basically begun to have this problem where something needed to be done to Iran, in the situation that Israel was saying that we were 2 weeks away from them having a nuclear bomb. So if you guys remember when all of this started, guys, remember, Iran did not attack anyone first, guys. But Israel planned a preemptive defensive strike, okay, on Iran to stop them from attacking, okay? Now, preemptive defensive strike basically means Israel attacked first. Now, when Israel attacked instantly, okay, we also helped in that attack, okay? And the reason we said that was because we said, oh, well, we knew Israel was going to do it. We needed to join them so that we could make sure the job was done instantly, okay? Now, when that didn't work out, okay, when that didn't work out, we said, okay, we need to negotiate. And before this, we were negotiating with Iran over this whole nuclear scenario, okay? As soon as that happened, Israel said, we tricked Iran. We tricked them the whole time. We were doing this simply we were doing all of the negotiations simply to distract them while we get the real targets. And Trump goes in with B-2 bombers to bomb Iran's nuclear enrichment facilities. Okay? Now, while Israel was gloating about this, and I'm not even joking, guys, you can look this up on official Israeli news channels from official Israeli government positions, while they were gloating about lying about the negotiations, the U.S. is actively trying to get Iran to negotiate again, okay? And we bombed their nuclear enrichment facilities. And we were told by our government, okay, and when I say our government, I don't just mean Trump, I mean the people that were there before Trump, and everyone else involved, they all say, we got him, we finished the job, we got all of the nuclear enrichment facilities. And then the mainstream media comes out and says, well, we didn't actually get all of it. There's still some left, and they could rebuild within months and restart building their nukes all over again. So something more needs to be done. And so while that's happening, we try to negotiate even more with Iran. And at the same time, Israel is doing things to practically taunt Iran into doing something more. Then, while we're negotiating, this kicks off even more, and they close the Strait of Hormuz. We say we need to take over the Strait of Hormuz now. We say, oh, other countries need to join because if Iran's blocking traffic, they're responsible for it as well. Iran says they're going to make a toll. They say that it's closed permanently. They say we're going to do a tax toll / thing. Oh, you can go through the north side if you're with Iran. You can go through the south side if you're with the U.S. The middle is like an intermediate zone. Guys, all of this stuff is happening all at once. We're hearing all of this misinformation from both sides going constantly back and forth. And then, guys, literally we hear the ceasefire happens, okay? And while the ceasefire is going on, there's small miniature attacks happening from the Gulf countries, from us. The Iraq's east side is like all tribal groups, and they are fighting each other, and us and Iran, and all these groups are fighting. Then more escalation happens in Yemen, which is right below Saudi Arabia right here. And Yemen has been in a civil war, but it's been kind of stale. Then what happens? Okay, and I'm showing flight radar right here on YouTube. So we're watching the strikes happen right now. And it seems like, yeah, we got another refueler up in the air right now. Just took off. Let's see. So it seems like it's back on, guys. We got 3 in the middle of Saudi Arabia. Two are, I guess, what is this? 3 refuelers in Jordan now, and 1 in the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so anyways, back to the explanation. Yemen has been in a stale civil war. There's 2 groups there that are really pro-Iranian, or like allied with Iran in a way, and that is Ansarullah and the Houthis. Okay, both of these groups say, you know what, we're gonna help Iran out. Well, how are we gonna do that? The Strait of Hormuz, which is north of Saudi Arabia, has all the oil tankers, right? So what Saudi Arabia was doing was, in preparation for this, they built a pipe from the northeast of their country to the southwest, okay? And that was so that oil didn't have to go through the Strait of Hormuz and go around. So Ansarullah and the Houthis, who are in Yemen, and guys, I'm showing this on YouTube, by the way, Jared on an Island, no spaces. I'm showing the map here and explaining it. So Ansarullah and the Houthis, who are in Yemen, say, you know what, we're going to close the other side, which is where the Suez Canal connects to the Indian Ocean, which is where basically all of the European commercial vessels come from and go to. They say, we're going to close this side to Saudi Arabian oil tankers. And they've been, within the past week, attacking Saudi Arabian oil facilities and tankers that have been trying to get through. And guys, if you're a commercial vessel and you're floating through, you don't want to take the risk of a cruise missile coming and hitting your boat. So now everyone's scared to go through this way as well. And guys, this is the majority, if like one of the biggest areas for oil in the whole world. Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, the reason why we've been in the Middle East for so long, some say is practically because of oil. So this whole situation has led up to right now, where it's the stale back and forth, tit for tat escalation constantly going through. And now Trump is in this predicament. He says, he openly said on Truth Social, we need to get the nuclear dust out of Iran so that they can never build a nuclear bomb. Guys, nuclear dust, what is that? That just means the remains of the nuclear facilities that we didn't manage to hit, okay? And there were 3 nuclear facilities that we hit. Well, guys, last week, 2 weeks ago at most, Israel tells the US, yeah, by the way, there's a 4th secret facility, and it's way bigger and better than all the others. It's under Pickaxe Mountain. Pickaxe Mountain is completely granite. It cannot get hit by any bombs. From what I'm hearing, no bombs except nuclear bombs or extreme bunker buster bombs that we just like simply are like, I'm not too sure about this part, but either the bunker busters are nuclear or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, the centrifuges that Iran has, which is basically where what the nuclear dust is, what builds or is capable of building the nuclear bombs. We have to destroy those, but it's under Pickaxe Mountain, supposedly, from Israeli intelligence. So now Trump is in this predicament. Either he gives up, okay? And if he gives up, Iran is not going to make the Strait of Hormuz open for everyone again. The Strait of Hormuz used to be international waters, which means anyone could use it for free. But Iran says, we're never giving that up again. You showed us that we can control it, and now we will have a toll. We will make money from it, and we will choose who goes in or out, okay? Or Trump can do 2 other things. One, somehow destroy the IRGC. He's already eliminated like 90% of their leadership, and they're still going because Iran has made this contingency plan, basically means this defensive plan in case that happened, called asymmetric warfare, where they say we don't need a leader. We don't need one guy to be a leader to show what we're going to do. We all know the plan. We all know what to do until we can figure things out, until we win. So we're good with you eliminating all of our leaders. So that plan didn't work. So we have 2 more left, or maybe 3. 1, keep destroying them and hopefully they give up. 2, ground invasion. And I'm going to zoom in here on YouTube, guys, Jared on an Island. Ground invasion. And we're going to take over an island in South Iran, either Qasem Island, which is right here, this big one, Kish, which is this one right here, Karg Island, which is a big one as well. This one right, where is it? Can't see it right here, I think. Well, anyways, it's a big island in South Iran, okay? And we're gonna land troops there, like Marines or something, and take over the island. Now, if that happens, Iran says, go ahead, try to take over an island. You know what we will do? We will have all of our missiles set up here in southern Iran, and we will just bomb the island and hurt more US troops. So go ahead and try. That they want us to try to do that. So what is the other option? Trump uses the big bombs, okay? And some say nukes. Some say nukes. And we already know mutually assured destruction. Other countries may join in. Other countries may destroy us for it. We don't even know if it will work 100%. We can't really use nukes. Trump knows that's not really an option. So what is the option here? Do we do a full-on ground invasion of Iran? Guys, look at the map on my YouTube. I'm showing the map. 90% of the country is giant mountain terrains. If anyone remembers our Middle East wars before, like in Afghanistan, we had such a hard time taking over Afghanistan because of mountainous terrain. They just hid underground. They just hid around with a, civilian population. So how do we get out of this? Trump keeps saying he's going to wipe out civilization there. We destroy civilian infrastructure until they give in. How do we win that? Because we're definitely not winning hearts and minds in Iran. A lot of people say, oh, are we freeing the Iranian people? The people that were like in Iran that don't support the government are like mainly kicked out unless they do something that is against the country directly there. Then like we saw today where apparently some people were unalived for committing crime in Iran. They were that's it. So the situation, I don't know, guys, there's not really a good answer here. Now, I'm going to read your comments, okay? But if you really want to get your comment across, go comment it on YouTube because there's a lot of comments on TikTok. I can't read them all. But I'm going to read YouTube comments first. I'm showing the radar map here. We do see now just one, but we do see some more refueler tanks heading into the Strait of Hormuz. And we just had one aircraft go off the flight radar, but we do have 3 refueler jets up in Saudi Arabia. So we're expecting retaliatory strikes right now against Iran. So here we go. And one more thing I want to add. Just a couple days ago, Ukraine killed a Iranian vessel person, like worker, in an Iranian vessel in the Black Sea, which is a major escalation because guess what? Iran can strike Ukraine from the distance that they are at, from their northwest point on their map. So we will see if there's a retaliation in that. But just an hour ago, Iran struck a Jordan base. Jordan is right next to Israel, guys, and there are US bases there. It's directly across from Iraq. So we're seeing if the US is going to strike back for that. So we'll take a look now at the comments. Like I said, go onto YouTube if you want your comment read first. But I'll get to the TikTok comments here in a second. But there's a lot of comments, guys. So here we go. And like I said, guys, Jared on an Island on YouTube, also Crucial with 4 L's. Go sub to him. He's my co-host here. Here we go. So, okay, there's a lot of comments here, guys. So, the U.S. hasn't struck back yet. We're waiting on that happening right now, Lance. All these things against our wishes, public servants, which public lol. That's from Dark Agenda. So true. The elite's plan is going according to plan. China versus U.S. by 2029. I remember hearing about that a long time ago. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. China doesn't really have much to gain from doing any sort of military attack here. They can just let it play out. We will slowly take damage as it happens. Gloria says, just go look at other source. Our missiles take millions of dollars to make. Yep. Our missiles, like one Patriot missile, that's an interceptor missile, cost $1 to $2 million. One of their drones cost what, like $80,000, even if it's $800,000, it's still technically cheaper. They still technically win that game, right? Lame What Boy says our economies are too interconnected to fight. I kind of agree. King Curtis says IRGC to hold public. Yeah, I heard that they already did it for 3 people who burnt down cars. Gloria says their missiles are way cheaper to make, and they have many more millions. Yeah, of missiles. They've been preparing for this. I mean, we're attacking their homeland. Like, they will use everything they have. Mad Dog says, does that make them weaker or stronger? They have shown no weakening that I can see. Well, let's be real here about the facts. We've virtually blown up all their bigger naval targets, okay? We've virtually blown up all of their air force when it comes to jets, but for the things that remain, they do a lot of damage. The smaller boats drop mines. That's blown up multiple ships in the Strait of Hormuz. They don't need ships or planes, really. They just need the Tomahawk missiles, or like the missiles in general, which they've been using very well against things out of the Strait of Hormuz, in Saudi Arabia, in the United Arab Emirates, in Kuwait, in Jordan, in Iraq, in Israel. So, like I said, guys, a good analogy is Vietnam. Who won Vietnam, right? The U.S. took losses, but definitely not as many losses in terms of people as the North Vietnamese did, right? But we still had to pull out. It's just about how the American government feels about it and how much we want to get away with. It's not like Iran could ever take over America. They aren't strong enough. They know that, but it's not about that. It's about them defending their own sovereignty in the region, specifically from Israel, because Israel wants to be the superpower of the Middle East through economic means, through military means, through whatever else. Curtis says America has to hold back used up reserve missiles, no defenses. Rob says, then why did we wipe out their whole Navy in a day? Yeah, exactly, because it isn't about the Navy. So real question is, will NATO actually help America in a full-scale war after Trump alienated them? I think they will, because they're a part of it, but the real question is, what is a full-scale war? This is technically still a conflict, not even a war, according to our own government. Now, everyone can look at it and say it's a war, but we don't play games of mass war anymore. It's proxy wars, it's cold wars, it's scenarios where people fund each other, like Ukraine versus Russia. We fund Ukraine, you know? Okay, Tim and Zero Fs, you guys were both in Afghanistan. Tell me how it is. We are no winners, Gloria says. Yeah. We have no problems until politicians got involved. Iranian people are united now. Yeah, I mean, think about it. I kind of agree with that. Think about this, guys. Before this happened, you're an Iranian. You're 50-50 on whether or not you support America's intervention in your own country. They blow up your leader. They blow up the next 90 people in charge. They blow up your bridges and your ports and stop your oil from coming in and stop any other ships that are labeled your country from coming in and sanction you and take all the money that they possibly can that's outside of the country itself. You're supposed to say, wait, I like America now? I don't think so. If you were 50-50, you're definitely more pro-Iranian now if you live in Iran. Now, if you felt that the Iranian government was oppressive towards you and was not helpful at all, then by all means, I bet you they're hoping that their government falls. But let's be real here. With the IRGC, 150,000 people are core members of it. And I don't really know the true percentage of people who support it in their own country, but it's definitely not a little amount. The little amount is people who don't support the country, supposedly. So we'll see. Miss Blonde says not true. That is incorrect. What's incorrect? Okay. I'm still reading y'all's comments here. Thank you for the follow, though. There will be no boots on the ground. Trump will back down. JFK was the real last president until AIPAC fully took position. Interesting. Hey, you think Iran needs to be wrapped out? I don't know what you mean by that, Elizabeth. Groceries are up 33%, the highest in 50 years. Yeah. I mean, is that from, I don't know if that's from this situation exactly, but listen, man, the economy is very manipulated and possibly fake right now. Yo, Crucial, are you still there?
Yeah, you were just going
Yeah,
going
I was
ham.
going off. I was going off.
I didn't want to jump in.
What, do you have any thoughts to share?
No, dude, my chest is bothering me, but
Okay, all good. Yeah. Do you think I mean if you want to share right now, like would you say that the market's manipulation is this whole thing a part of market manipulation, or do you think this shows the weakness of market manipulation?
I think Iran's manipulating our market. I think people know Trump just over and over is saying, "Oh, we're going to stop firing. We're going to keep firing," and flip-flopping back and forth. I don't think he has control of it anymore.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that for sure. Uh, yeah, Meaning Maker as well says Trump actually helps the IRGC because more people support them now. Uh, okay. Keith says thoughts the number though the numbers may seem few, chariots of fire are abound. If Congress does not consent to war and Trump did it anyways, that's an illegal war. Well, the thing is, Congress did consent for Trump to use his powers of using the military for conflicts. It's not a war until Congress makes it a war. But at this point, I mean, we haven't officially declared war on someone for a very long time. So, and we've still had basically wars. I mean, like, it's really just a definition, argument of definition of semantics. So I don't know. The president can basically have a war go on as long as Congress doesn't say no. They don't have to say yes, though. Does Israel invade Iraq or Afghan with us asking for a friend? No, they did not. They did not really help in any other Middle Eastern conflict. They kind of made us do all the work for their benefit. Uh, Dark Agenda says, I mean, where were they after 9/11 when we lost thousands? I don't want to say that. I don't want to say what I'm thinking right now, but uh, yeah, I think the U.S. needs to stay out of Israel's business. Agreed. We need to focus on ourselves.
Yeah, there's a ton of suffering in the U.S. that is just completely ignored.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like all I'm gonna say is one word: dancing. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so guys, and over Saudi Arabia, we still have uh the three tankers, and then we still have one over uh the Strait of Hormuz. We have one over Israel. Guys, there were a couple others, but it seems like they went off the radar. So there's definitely something happening right now. We just can't see it. So guys, make sure to come over to YouTube, sub to Jared on an Island, no spaces. That's where I'm showing the radar, showing the breaking news, showing stuff like that. And then it's Crucial as well. Crucial with four L's. Go sub to him. We got amazing content, guys. And we've been covering this. We're going to take a look now. Let's see. Guys, okay, let's see. Uh, all right. Yeah, so basically, yeah, the strikes were an hour ago, if not two at this point. And we're waiting for US retaliatory strikes. And then possibly 5 hours from that, we'll see more Iranian strikes. But guys, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna call it here. How long have we been going for? 2 hours, 13 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. My voice is like starting to give out. It like kind of hurts to talk. Hey, thank you for that gift. Who sent that car? Thank you for that, man. Thank you. Crucial. You want to keep going, or you are you?
Um, I'm down to keep going, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That guy earlier put a hex on me. I drank a Red Bull. You remember that guy earlier? He
Yeah.
was like, "Dude, you guys are all gonna get stomach cancer." Dude, my chest was hurt. My chest was hurting. My stomach was hurting. I was like, "Dude, I should not have drank that Red Bull." I think I have a second win, but if you want to call it, that's up to you.
Okay, let's keep going then. If you got a second win, I'm down. Let me
Yeah,
get.
no, dude.
You
I
can
need.
talk for a
I
bit.
need.
I need a drink for a second.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I muted it. I was like, dude, I gotta eat something. I gotta drink some water. Like I feel horrible. That Red Bull killed me.
Dude, it's a B vitamin overload or something.
Dude, I even drank it with I had some orange juice too. And I thought it would be peaty. I thought it'd be all right, but
Yeah,
I'm good now. I'm good
definitely
now.
too much. Hey, Tim Browning, thank you for the roses, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. But guys, go to YouTube, guys. I need more like okay, so I'm not begging here, like do what you want, but like I'm trying to get as many subs as I can on YouTube so I can get monetized and then I can like not have to ask for things, right? So subbing on YouTube is actually very great. Then just like watch my videos, low volume, whatever else. Uh just let it play, so I can get my watch hours. But yeah, thanks for being here though, guys. If you guys have any questions, ask them now because we're gonna be taking a look at flight radar here, but we're not getting any breaking news. I don't think we will for a little bit either. But ask your questions. We'll speculate right now.
What would you not to throw you off while everyone's asking questions, but what would you I'd say your channel is a little bit of everything, right? I feel like it has a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah, we do parody stuff. We do if you scroll all the way down, I made a movie, some music videos. I like ironic, like post-ironic, circular, like Kali Yuga ironic content, I guess. Me and Crucial make videos about like how we see society, the collapse of society, stuff like that. Uh
Yeah, it's a lot of culture and society talk lately we've been
yeah,
on.
we talk about esoteric knowledge. We got a podcast, Friends on an Island. You can check that out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, um, Patreon, Gumroad, iFunny. Um, Me and Crucial are big on Twitter as well. We're pushers of culture on there. I swear, everything's downstream of us.
Dude, it's true. It's true. We'll come up with a new saying, and then like 6 months later, you'll be at a bar and hear a normie say it. I swear.
We got to start saying Health Society on the stream a lot more too.
Should we bring that back?
Yo, honestly, we should.
Dude, when they still had GIFs on Twitter, like now you can't upload custom GIFs anymore, but before that, that GIF was getting a lot of traction.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hey, thank you for the rose, man. Thank you. Tim Browning sending me roses, man. Thank you, bro. Okay, so Rob says we only get the news they tell us, and it's all a lie. Yeah, that's why I kind of do this, man, because even these Twitter sites that do like basically like Telegram news feeds, they provide more info than any news like mainstream media has ever given me when it comes to proactive news. You hear about the like a paragraph of what happened the next day on like Fox News if you're lucky. Anywhere
And
else, yeah.
they put their own spin on it. Even CNN or the other ones. I mean, my family's they're the Fox News type, but even CNN they put their own spin on it. Like the Russia thing, they're like, we're kicking Russia's butt. It's gonna be over tomorrow. I trust me, guys. Tune in tomorrow. Like, come on, man, be serious. Like, actually report on the actual news.
Yeah. Carr, thank you for the gold medal, my man. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, the whole thing is like either way, they don't even share accurate information because they know people will forget about it within a week. Like Fox News goes and reports that certain things are happening in the Middle East, showing like explosion footage and stuff that's like not even from the war. They were doing this with when Russia Ukraine happened as well. They were showing. I know for sure CNN showed footage from like 2014 when the stuff was happening in what was it 2020 or whatever. So they'll just straight up lie. They'll just straight up lie.
I mean, how many times have they fallen for the Ghost of Kiev thing? Like
Yeah,
the Sam, they'll they'll put Sam on that literal TV, like on actual mainstream news. It's like, what's going on here?
yeah, exactly. And it's like the most obvious thing ever too. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even you know what's funny? Okay, well no, actually I'll save that for later. But I was gonna say like Tuck like people worship these news reporter people, and they don't even try to give their own spin on it. You think Tucker Carlson when he was on the news? Like, listen, I think Tucker Carlson's entertaining, and I don't know. I'll save my opinion for on him later. But when he was on Fox News, people low key worshipped him. It's like, guys, he's literally reading the teleprompter. Do you really think he's doing any of the investigative research? No, he's only doing the teleprompter work when he was live on there.
Yeah, it's too much work for one guy to be able to do it all. I mean, he's definitely got a team of like 20 people. Like, okay, this is what's happening today, and yeah,
Let me read these comments. Gloria says, so I went on YouTube again, and there's a guy on an island, his name like yours, but only one space. Interesting. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm being shadow. You know what? Why do you keep dropping me? I replay. What does that mean? Uh, but yeah, I think he only said what he was told to say. Exactly. So, I
yeah.
mean, his opinions definitely changed, but like just from the way that's how he operated for so many years. I don't know, guys. Maybe now it's different, but it is interesting how people view news reporters like that. Like even think about how people you may know view local news reporters. If you know anyone that still watches local news, like these people are literally robots. They stand there and they read a script, and for some reason people look up to them. Like guys, even their own bosses don't do that. They get paid like not that well because or not I won't say that well. I mean like they get paid like a normal person's salary because their bosses recognize all they're doing is standing there reading a script. Uh so it's interesting.
You know, I know my local, like the local one, there's been the same weather guy for like 40 years. My grandpa's like, I remember when I was a kid, he was on there. It's like, this is weird. This is
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah. Persia actually. Okay. Tim, you rotated out of the Gulf, man. Yeah, so tell us about that. Like if you could summarize one specific thing that maybe we haven't said yet that you feel like is important, tell us and we'll talk about it. Like go ahead. Like I'm reading your comments, man. I see them. Okay. Uh Louis says they changed the name of the war anyways, so it's technically a new conflict. Yeah. Okay, did we just get more launches here? Let's see. Now, we did have some random aircraft take off, like some military aircraft take off in Saudi Arabia, but it seems that we have one refueler aircraft landing. Uh, okay, what the heck? Let's take a look at this. We have one landing in Israel, and then this one says that it's on the ground, so maybe it just landed or it's taking off, but it's another refueler. So let's keep looking here. Now,
Breaking: American Airlines has grounded all flights nationwide that have not yet departed due to an IT outage. Yeah, I'm sure
wait,
there's an
right
IT
now?
outage right now. Yeah, yeah, 11 minutes ago.
Oh shoot, let's see. Okay, well this is okay, so guys, on YouTube, we're showing flight radar. This is every flight in America right now. Let's see if I can find that news. Um
Yeah, it was on Breaking 911.
okay, let's see.
Seems too convenient of timing for it to be an IT outage right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here cuz like there's still tons of flights up. I don't know if any are taking off though. Let's see. Tim Browning says surprise incoming. Honestly, I hope not.
Yeah, put your
Melly, thank
helmets
you for the
on.
heart. Yeah, everyone put your war helmets on. I'm not going to do it right now though, because I hate wearing that thing.
It looks uncomfortable.
It is, bro. And with the headphones on. Okay. I'm not seeing that statement, but if it's from Breaking 911, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's hopefully it's just not real, honestly. Let's see.
Yeah, all the major news sites are saying it too.
Really?
Yeah, Disclosed TV.
Guys, there okay, that's got to be like some sort of Iranian cyber attack, right?
Yeah, at least, or for just the general public safety.
Oh
Because
yeah.
if things are heating up over there,
Well, it
I
says
don't think they can.
American airline flights and regional, but it's American Airlines flights, like the company American Airlines, and
Okay,
regional
so
carriers.
not just that company, not all the flights.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Approximately 130 fewer flights in the air now than the same time last week. Okay, so 130 are grounded. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely could be a cyber attack.
It could be like no one is saying that the cyber attack has to affect everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So guys, breaking news. I'll put this on here too. Breaking news, oops, from flight radar and from other sources. Uh American Airlines flights and regional carriers operating for American are ground stopped. Okay, and that means aircraft on the ground cannot depart due to an IT outage. Approximately 130 fewer flights are in the air right now than the same time last week. And we're also looking at flight radar here. So this is the map of all of the flights in America right now. And I guess out of all of these here, there's 130 less. Guys, that's kind of a big deal when you consider how much money that is just sitting and not moving around, right? Okay, Tim Browning says we are getting ready to deploy on Karg Island. I believe you, man. Car, tap the screen, folks. Very true. Hey, thank you, man. Car, I appreciate you. Say still having internet issues. T-Mobile was troubled yesterday. Bro, T-Mobile is always having trouble. So that one I don't even know. I don't even know if that's Iran or not. It could just be T-Mobile. Rob says they're probably sending US aircraft over to Iran and wanted to clear the airspace. Interesting theory. Well, let's look at that. Okay, because we can see all these flights, they head this certain direction, and I can filter this. So on YouTube, I'm going to filter it. Can't show it on TikTok, sadly, because it's not my content, so it'll, ban me or whatever. Tim Browning says he'll be back with his unit next Monday. Everyone send a salute emoji to Tim Browning, because he's gonna need all the support he can get here.
Wait, that
Okay.
guy said he's deploying?
Yeah.
Dude, good luck. Holy shit.
Yeah, good luck, man. Don't watch my live if you're out there, man, because maybe you don't want to know. Sometimes ignorance is bliss,
He's probably focused on other things than our live.
Yeah. Yeah, Godspeed, Tim. And then
Yeah, Godspeed.
Spatface says Iran winning though. Okay, bro. Okay. All right. So looking at the aircraft, there does seem to be more movement of aircraft heading towards the Germany, and when they head to Germany, they go to the Middle East from there. So interestingly, we have one refueler almost hitting the Atlantic, and then we have another one that's taken off and going down. Guys, we do have the Boeing 747 E4B, and I'm gonna look this up real quick. Hopefully, it's just doing test laps, but looking up what this plane is, this is what Google says this plane is. It is the Nightwatch. It's a specialized military strategic command and control aircraft based off the Boeing 747. It's functioning primarily as the U.S. National Airborne Operations Center and a doomsday plane for continuity of government during nuclear war or national emergencies. Guys, so this in the air, we better hope that no one important is on it, because if someone is, that means something is going down right now that we do not know about. So hopefully nobody's on there. That is true. Rob says most of the secret aircraft you won't see on that radar. True. So yeah, I guess it's a good thing we can see this then, right? Looking around the US though, looking at everything else, it doesn't seem like any other aircraft are heading in that northeast direction. So it might just be those two refuelers heading over there. Taking a look from Germany to the Middle East, we do have some C-17s seeming to head back to the Middle East right now. And in the Middle East itself, we have one plane that seems to be landing back at Israel at the moment. One Saudi Arabian military aircraft that's taken off. We have a refueler that's been up in the air for a long time in the middle of Saudi Arabia. We have another refueler that's over Qatar right now. Its GPS has been a little jammed, but it seems to be over Qatar. And then we have another refueler that's been up for a while over the Strait of Hormuz. All right, so wonder if new bunker busters. Yeah, car. Yeah, so maybe that's gonna happen here in a while. Rob says, what about over the poles? They are the only ones allowed to fly over them. Let's look over the poles right now. Like when we zoom all the way out, guys, it's crazy how on a map, like look how big Antarctica looks. It's not actually, like, is it actually that big? That's like half the world.
I guess when it's a globe, it doesn't look as large. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is like flattened out, right? They have to flatten it out.
Oh yeah, I guess so, because this is technically the whole world from right here to right here. But
I think it's still pretty massive, though.
yeah. Well, on this northern part, the thing is that once the aircraft hits this like Arctic Circle region, you don't really see it anymore. So the highest aircraft right now is like Alaska. Well, that's military aircraft actually. Let's take a look for all aircraft.
Do we do much militarily in Alaska? Like, do we send stuff from Alaska to the Middle East?
Oh yeah. Well, from the Middle East, no, but like we
Oh, it
do
goes
have
up
a
and
ton
over,
of stuff
doesn't it?
in we have a ton of stuff in Alaska that's like we send a ton of stuff just to kind of spook Russia all the time.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like right here we have Japan Airlines going to Tokyo, or I mean to London. It seems like they kind of go over the North Pole, like not North Pole exactly, but they go into the Arctic Circle. Same with this one, Tokyo to Helsinki. So they do seem to go up like very high. South Pole, no one goes there. Now I want to know like where these planes take off from, because like look at this. This one is not marked and it doesn't show where it's from or going, but we can see it's from this little tiny island right here. It's like who's even taking these commercial flights there? It's got to be a billionaire or something, right? So very interesting stuff, guys. Tim says we have two B-1 bombers. I can't tell you where. Okay. Well, that's good to know, I guess. So I'm gonna assume something is happening. Okay, let's see. So these are the top tracked flights right now. I'll click on them. That one's a diverting one. We got New Zealand Air Force helicopters, so I guess a lot of people are looking at that because it's rare.
Yeah, I've said 5 American helicopters. We've lost 5 of them, right, since the war started.
Yeah, something like that.
It's gonna be really expensive.
We've got an Iranian air uh, commercial aircraft. People love watching these because, you know, if there's one that's going to get hit by anything, it's definitely going to be some sort of Iranian commercial aircraft by accident, if there was going to be an accidental one. But then again, it could be any of these too, but for some reason they seem pretty safe to everyone. Okay, let's see. Tim Browning says bringing the pain. Rob says there are a lot of islands in the Pacific where they're probably launch aircraft from. Yeah. Tim says a new A-10 just arrived. Interesting. Stale Hand Grenade says Antarctica is really big, but not that big. Okay. Anderson says, I just rode my bike for 7 miles while watching the live. I'm back. Hey, bro. Hey, great job riding. What type of bike do you have? Mountain bike? I love mountain bikes, bro. Or is it an e-bike? I also like e-bikes, but only if they look like dirt bikes because I think that's cooler. Not gonna lie. Okay, let's see.
I'm surprised any commercial flights are going out of Iran or into Iran.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, it's Iranian commercial flights though. Like, you know how like we have American Airlines? It's like Iranian
Yeah,
Airlines. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 46 seconds ago, guys, Jordan's air defenses are active, engaged with unidentified projectiles. And 1 minute ago, breaking explosions heard in the pro Iranian stronghold of Basra, southern Iraq. Uh, okay, so here we're going to take a look at the videos, pretty short. Okay, so it's those missiles flying above with interceptor missiles heading right towards it. Pretty big explosions in the air here. Can you guys hear that, kid? All right, you can see them way in the distance. Explosions way in the distance. More explosions. This kind of looks like the video we saw from earlier.
Yeah, that's the old one.
Yeah. Well, guys, there you have it. So, seems like they're hitting most of them with the interceptors, but even one hit can do its damage, you know? Let's keep looking here. All right, yeah, so that's the breaking news right now. Take a look back at the flight radar. Henderson says, I live in Florida. We don't have any mountains. It's road bike, 1980s Pagote. I assume that's how you say it. Interesting. So it's pretty fun, huh? Rob says that stuff probably happened 30 minutes ago. It has to be declassified first. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
I'm looking at his bike right now. That is cool.
Let me look it up.
Very vintage.
He got. Oh yeah. That's like a racing bike sort of thing. Honestly, I don't really like those, not gonna lie. I feel like the handles being that direction are kind of weird. But if you go really fast on it, I think that's still pretty cool. But then again, don't watch my stream and go super fast. If you crash, not my fault, man. Okay, so here's what's another interesting thing here is these two C-17A Globemasters heading for the Middle East. The question is like, what's on these transport planes that so many have been going back and forth from the US to Germany to the Middle East, basically to Israel? What have they been refueling? Patriot missiles, interceptor missiles? Are they carrying soldiers, or are they carrying something else? Rob says, I know a guy who has a scooter that does 40 miles per hour. He is nuts. Yeah, I would. The thing about going fast on those things, it's fun going straight, but you know what? If you crash going 40 miles per hour or higher, it's over, man. It's over. You're breaking something.
You're having a bad day.
Okay.
Rock.
Ross says, for those that just joined, what did we miss? So basically, to summarize it, since Friday, literally nothing big has happened in terms of attacks between Iran and the US. But as of within the past hour and a half, Iran has done a surprise missile attack on bases in Jordan. So now we don't know what's going to happen from here. But we know that Trump has been saying that Iran has been negotiating. Iran has saying that there's no negotiations whatsoever and they don't want to negotiate. Iran has been saying that they are going to charge in the Strait of Hormuz again, and that anyone that takes money from the U.S. that the U.S. stole from Iran as compensation, since the U.S. wants to give it to other countries as compensation for closing the strait, they say anyone that takes that compensation, they're going to attack their ships as well. Yemen's Ansarullah and the Houthis have been attacking Saudi Arabian oil fields and oil tankers, which has caused a lot of ships in the other side of the Strait of Hormuz, which is the Man al Bandib or whatever strait, which is the let's just say the Suez Canal connection, okay, that southern tip. They're too afraid to cross now, so we have bigger problems now than we did before. And Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu, their leader, let's say, is in the U.S. and was talking to Trump, was talking to Zelensky. They were there for Lindsey Graham's funeral, as well as his meeting with Trump. And Benjamin Netanyahu says that his meeting went super well and that it wasn't just talk. So something is definitely going to happen soon. Also, Ukraine hit a Iranian oil tanker in the Black Sea here. And Ukraine is within missile distance of Iran. So we're waiting for something to happen there as well, if anything happens. But yeah, that's basically the summary if you're just joining us. So now we're waiting for more breaking news and covering more details of all of that. Rob says, yeah, what?
What is the Iraq and Jordan thing that just happened? What does that mean politically for Iran?
Hold on, let me pull that up again because I don't remember what I said about that. Do you remember?
No,
oh, right here. Explosions heard in the pro-Iranian stronghold of Basra, southern Iraq. So let's take a look at that. So here's Iraq. It's directly to the left of Iran, okay? And Basra is right on the border between Iran and Iraq. So if there was an invasion, a military invasion, or like if Iran wanted to take over something, which people were saying, oh, they could push into Kuwait and take over Kuwait. Basra is right here on the border, so there could be actual man v man fighting there. Now,
that's right next to our base, isn't it? Don't we have a base in Kuwait?
Yeah, we have a base right like in the middle of Kuwait, basically. So it is very close. And people were saying, oh, Iran could take over Kuwait. And that is a possibility, but I think it's kind of a dumb move, and here's why. So if you guys remember this guy named Saddam Hussein, let me just make sure real quick. Let me make sure I got this right real quick. Yeah, okay, so Saddam Hussein was the former president of Iraq, okay? And when he was there, he wanted to take over Kuwait in order to like establish that Iraq was on the up and coming, saying like, oh, look how powerful Iraq is. And the US came in and saved Kuwait in like a matter of 48 hours or something like really, yeah, he took Kuwait in 2 hours, but how soon did the US come and take it back from him? Like extremely fast. And then he was in hiding in like a hole, and we got him out of
The
there.
goon cave.
Yeah, yeah. Royal D says Saddam took Kuwait in 2 hours. Your information is not fully complete. Yeah, I don't know the exact details. Listen, it's been a while since I learned about it, but they tried to take Kuwait and the US got it back very easily. That's basically all you need to know. So if Iran tried to do that, I feel like it would be an easy move, or like a move that the US would want, because all of their soldiers will be out in the open. They'll be able to study their moves and attack them easy.
We'll have free, we'll have like a free pass to be like, oh, see, they're escalating, and we can do whatever we want now.
Exactly. Royal D says he actually asked the US if it's okay to do that. The response was, it's not our problem. Yeah. And then what happened? We eventually went in because of weapons of mass destruction, which was a complete lie, but we still did it. So Iran kind of wants us to do the same sort of thing. They want us to take an island like Karg Island or Qasem Island or Kish Island, so that they can just launch missiles at the island once we take it. Both sides want each other to be out in the open. That's why we're so keen on, like, not sharing information at the bases. Iran shuts down their internet, so that it's all of this, like, war from now on will be drones and missiles. That's really it. Nobody really wants to be around in a tank. Nobody wants to be in a low flying aircraft. That's just too risky. We all want missiles and drones. That's really it. So yeah, I don't think we'll take it with boots on the ground unless the US really wants to, like, doesn't care about the losses. We're going to get in there anyways. Then we may just do that, rip the band-aid, right? We won't take it by boots on the ground. That's what Rob said. So Jover says the US made Saddam a movie star. Yeah. Yeah, Royal D, yeah. Iran is not Iraq, but it's the same concept. You get them out in the open. That's what the US or Iran wants. Like, have your enemies in the open. It's a lot easier. Anderson, yeah, it's in red. Yeah, I'd be flying. I got like 20 on it. That's cool. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, but Iran terrain is way different. Plus, they have double that of the Iraqi population. Yeah, yeah, and and Iran's territory is like all mountains, so much harder. Okay, Israeli artillery 3 minutes ago shelling southern Lebanon. Uh, 3 minutes ago, Iran's attack on Jordan involved 4 ballistic missiles and multiple drones. 3 of the 4 missiles were intercepted. Intercepted. All drones were likely intercepted. Okay, Israeli Channel 12 says this is the first Iranian missile strike against a U.S. base in the region since President Trump's decision to suspend strikes against Iran on Friday. So yeah, guys, the U.S. government is claiming Iran launched a surprise attack on military installations in Jordan. So, yeah, so right now in Iraq, there's action happening. Pro-Iranian Popular Mobilization Forces ammunition depot was struck. So let's see if we can see a huge explosion or not from this video. This looks like the interceptor missiles again. Well, maybe we'll see that video soon here. And King Curtis, where are you getting that information from? Because I want to see that. IRGC are shooting people in Estrafan. We'll have to look into that. Tuzi TV. Okay, we'll look into that here in a little while. But Yeah, guys, I think right now I'm gonna take a break. We've been going for almost 3 hours here. Crucial. Uh, I think I'm gonna take a break for a bit. If something major happens tonight, I'll definitely come back. But if not, I'll be live tomorrow if something major happens. Just check in. Make sure to sub to my YouTube. You can turn on notifs there for when I go live, and then I'll be covering the breaking news. So guys, Jared on an island, no spaces, just Jared on an island, on YouTube. Go sub there, guys. I would really appreciate it. Also, crucial with 4 L's at the end of it, like crucial LLLL, right? So 4 L's in total. Uh,
Yeah,
go sub to him as well because he'll most likely be live with me and he has great content. So crucial 4 L's, Jared on an island, no spaces. Go sub, guys. We'd really appreciate it. Uh, I'm gonna stay live for like 1 minute just in case anyone has a question about like where to find me or that name stuff. But like if you're on YouTube right now, I really appreciate you. Anderson, I appreciate you, man. Still hand grenade, I appreciate you. Louis, thank you, man. Thank you guys for joining in. The regulars, Mark, yeah, I appreciate you, man. Crucial, thank you for being my co-host. Uh Carr, Rob, Jarrett, Melly, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys a lot. King Curtis, Rob, Royal D, thank you, man. Ra, there's a lot of R names here. Tim, thank you for coming in. If you're still here. Car. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here, guys. But yeah, Jared on an Island on YouTube. No spaces in that. Just search that up. You should be able to find me. And then Crucial 4L's YouTube as well. Go sub to us on Twitter too. Crucial, your Twitter's Crucial Rain, right?
yeah, but I'm probably gonna deactivate. I don't. I'm not big on. I'm not big on Twitter. It's turning into Facebook. No matter how like who you follow, they just show you Facebook posts all day. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Well, follow us on, you know what? We'll follow us on YouTube. We'll make a YouTube community posting thing or something. I don't know. I don't know.
That might be fun actually.
Yeah. All right. Peace, guys.
See ya.